Oh. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. What's up, guys? How's everybody's day? I don't know what the actual fuck my chat box is doing right now. Not a clue. Not a clue what she's doing. I don't know why she's behaving this way. I'm not quite sure. That's just one thing after another, isn't it? It's just one thing after another. Is it not? Is it not? There we go. There we go. Okay. It's kind of working now. You just never believe the day that I've had. My God. It's like, oh, you just not believe it. I came home, restarted my computer, and then I had dual displays, and then it was mirroring it. It wouldn't detect the second display. That made me crash out a little bit, and now this isn't working. Oh my God. I'm just not allowed to rest. Hang on. This wants me to change something. It wants me to change the audio bitrate. 128 kbps. Didn't I do this last time? Didn't I do this last time? Did it just not save the settings? Is that what happened? Audio was 128 mbps. I gotta find it. Hang on. I actually don't care. I don't care enough to do that right now. Don't care. Don't care. All right, let's see. Oh, the top of chat got cut off. That's annoying. Honeybee is here. I have Based, Swain, Garbo, Kalu, voicing Emu, Shotgun Fox, Michaela, or Michaela, whichever you prefer. Unsure, whatever you like. Darkstorm, Jaunty, Bard Barbarian, Honeybee, Backseat Dinosaur, Dopamine, Mystic, Blue, Timid Kitten, Arby Claws, Bylonic, Psy, High Key, Starshine, Forest Fire Thunder, Jesus Christ is here, thank the Lord, amen, Mashallah sisters, Scones and Jam is here, Derry Rose is here, Starshine, Vincent, Cool, Vincent. Thanks for sharing. Awa, Glenn, Miss Jasmine, Base Swain, Worm, M. Dally, Grayson, Onion Rings, Clockwork Clown, Shotgun Fox, Don't Smoke in Bed is here, Hermie the Frog, Slackers, Phoenix, and we've also got Rigby, my favorite trans trender, Dairy Rose, Pumpkin Pyrite, Onion Rings, Lola's, Benzin, and we've got Travis, Nightbot is here, thank God, Ronan, very fun, guys, very fun. Very fun. Is that my new nickname is Holes? Cool. Love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Love that for me. I do indeed love that for me. That's super cool. That's super cool, guys. Oh, did I get Base Swain twice? Ugh, look at me. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh. Let me fix this really quick, you guys, and then let's get into it, yeah. Get into it, yeah. All right, get rid of that guy, and let's see. So, generally speaking, a pretty slow day for content. Pretty slow day for content. What else is new? What else is new? There's nothing like super fucking crazy going on. Nothing super fucking crazy has been going on. KP continues to strike other channels that have been covering her stuff, which is pretty funny. So let's see what we doing. All right, these are what we have cooking, you guys. These are what we can decide. That's what we can do. Yeah, it's been a pretty slow day. It's been a pretty slow day today. Nothing super crazy has been going on, which is sad, you know, which is sad. The content well is a little bit dry. A little bit dry, but that's okay. That is a-okay. And I'll let you guys decide what we're doing. We have lots of time for girl time this evening, and we'll find plenty to do. Fret not, kittens, fret not. Fret not. I'll put on some background music while I ponder my orb. That way you guys aren't left alone with your thoughts. How loud is that? That's better. Okay, that's fine. I did get a new router. I went to set up I went and got a router last night. I went to set it up this morning. Was the wrong router. So I had a little crash out this morning, but we're fine. We're fine. I had a small crash out, but we're here now. I'm live, laugh, loving. I am live, laugh, loving. And I have made the executive decision that if my bitrate drops, I'm just going to crow myself on stream. I'm just going to do it. Why not? Honestly, why not? Might as well. Nothing else to live for, truly. Nothing else to live for. Yeah, it was just because my router was like 5 years old, so it stopped getting updates. That's most likely what it is. So we're fine now, but you know, it did cause me to go into acute crisis, but I'm fine now. And that's all that really matters, you guys, is that we're good now. And we're fine. Well, I know, I have to outlive my enemies, but also, you know how it be. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna do. Not your Switch 2, bro. Not the Switch 2. That does like the same fucking thing as the Nintendo Switch, doesn't it? It's like the same thing. I wanted to see what Alec Gunter was up to. I have not crashed the fuck out on an Alec Gunter video in a long time, you guys. In a long time. Conservatives freak out over Disney's transphobia. Brad Palumbo hates trans children. Brad Palumbo looks like a demon, so he's terrifying to look at, so we won't be looking at that. There is a conversion therapy video from 2 days ago that maybe, perhaps... No, I know that the music's on. I know that it's on. I put it on purpose. I put it on purpose. It's key jangling. There's no more Poppy 10. It's pretty boring right now. There's not really anything going on. Alright, it looks like Lily is winning by a landslide, so I do have that queued up, but I do want to crash out really quick. First, I'm going to crash out and then we can lock in, okay? First, crash out, then lock in, okay? And it looks like YouTube is working now, so that's so cool, guys. That is so cool. That is so awesome. Okay. I'm going to treat myself and then we'll watch the Lily video. I have it queued up. But let me put it over here. Hang on. I have it. It's right here, but I'm going to do this quickly. I have these. I want to treat myself. I'm treating myself briefly, okay? So, for anybody who is an old Malcolm head in chat, there's a few of you. I see you. And I appreciate and acknowledge you. I began streaming long ago in a galaxy far away because I was really irritated watching cis people debate trans stuff. That really agitated me. That really irritated me. That's actually why I got into streaming, is because I was tired of listening to cis people debate trans issues, and I was also really tired of only trans women being able to talk about this. There were never any trans guys. So that's the too long didn't read as to why Malcolm started streaming, okay? Once upon a time in a galaxy far away. And so I am a debate pervert first and foremost. That is my primary identifier, okay? My pronouns are debate/pervert, okay? Those are my pronouns. And so there is a content creator from old Twitch poll. His name is Alec Gunter. And I was on one of Alec Gunter's panels years ago. And this is when panel shows were good. When it was like a thing that people actually wanted to watch, right? Alec Gunter did, I don't know, he's one of these people. This was very common in old Twitch poll, was people who were right-leaning and then around 2016 switched to being liberal. Most of them are progressive, or faux progressive, if you will. And Alec Gunter is one of these people who claims to have previously been right-wing, is now woke and virtuous and soy. Alec Gunter also is well known for picking a fight with Card Posting, of all people. Card Posting responded to one of his videos about dog whistles. Alec Gunter then responded to Card Posting, challenging him to a debate. Alec Gunter sent him like 3 or 4 emails, I think, over the span of a few days, and then said, if you don't respond to my email, I'm going to release everything that I found. And what Alec Gunter found was he found that Card Posting does creative writing and wrote a short story about a kid that was hitchhiking. And somehow he took from that Card Posting is a pedophile, which he's not. It was just like a short story. He also went to 4chan and solicited people for horrible stories about Card Posting. And obviously people on 4chan are just going to be saying shit, stirring the pot, whatever. So there were claims that card posting was like this horrible sex pest or something like that from random users that could not be verified, none of whom wanted to be associated with these allegations that card posting is a sex pest and wants a transgender cult. And card posting just mogged the fuck out of Alec Gunter. He really, really got under his skin. He called Alec Gunter a soy new male slack job bug man. And that really crawled right up Alec Gunter's ass. It really, really bothered him. Alec Gunter is a relic of the past. Alec Gunter's form of content is what we used to call chud dunking. And what chud dunking is when you get somebody on and you just fucking scream at them. You browbeat them. You call them an idiot. You call them a fucking dumbass. You call them a stupid bitch. You just like fucking crash out like level 10 meltdown. Alec Gunter is also notoriously the king of trans people. He has a lot of takes on trans people, and it drives me insane because he sucks shit at arguing trans stuff. And Alec Gunter also claims to have expertise in the field of psychology because he's a nurse in the emergency department. He has medical expertise, and he's a nurse in like the ED. So he just pisses me off. He's really fucking stupid. He's really aggro. Terrible, just terrible all around. But nonetheless, he made a video titled "Conversion Therapy is Free Speech," apparently. And historically, Alec Gunter has done a really shit job of arguing any of these points. So I'm going to satiate my debate pervertry, and I'm taking you all with me. Oh,
so,
no.
as some people know, I am getting my psychiatric nurse practitioner license. I just finished my first clinical. If the uploads have...
That's fucking terrifying that he's going to school to get his NP. That's fucking terrifying, bro. That's so funny. NPs, in my opinion, are like the worst. I've had people that are NPs say to me, like, it's basically the same thing as being a psychiatrist. It's not. God, that's fucking terrifying that he's going to be an NP. That's so scary.
They've been scant lately. That is because I've been busy. So I just got done with my clinical session. I will be done with clinicals until January. Hopefully the streams and the uploads will increase in quantity. Me and Dubsy have a...
Look at Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And then he also... The bisexual ambient lighting really irritates me. The man tits really agitate my autism. And then his house is always like just a fucking... It's just like a mess. This is like his living room. So there's just like all this shit right here. Normally there's stuff all over the fucking place in here. It just agitates my autism.
Monday.
I could not imagine my living room looking like a fucking 14-year-old's bedroom. Also, notoriously, Alec Gunter went after Lyrics for something. I don't remember what he covered Lyrics for. I don't remember exactly what the content was. But he said, Lyrics looks like he's like 12 years old. I bet he likes to get fucked in the ass all the time. I bet like everybody wants to fuck him in the ass. I bet that he looks like super cute in makeup and a dress. I bet he loves getting it like just stuffed up his poop chute. And then he was like, yeah, but he looks like he's 12. It was like, what? What are you talking about right now? Very unwell. And then obviously after he got completely mogged over the Lyrics allegation or the Lyrics thing, like saying that he looked 12 and then that he was going to fuck him in the ass, crazy shit like that. And then getting mogged by card posting and then also defending Vosh, hilarious add-on as well. He blamed it on a bipolar manic episode. It was awesome.
Wednesday, Friday upload plan. Hope to stick to it. So, all that being said, the reason I bring this up is because I feel like I have a pretty good grip on what qualifies as a mental illness and how to treat mental illnesses and conditions.
And also wrong. This right here is an accent LED light. This is a backdrop illuminator. These are lamps that have blue light bulbs in them. Different lighting. It's not aesthetic lighting. Nice try, Bard Barbarian.
Right? I'm not perfect. I still have a lot to learn, but I do pretty good. All that being said, the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court, is apparently bringing back conversion therapy. I heard about this earlier today. We have the CBN News video. Can states restrict free speech for therapists? Now, here's the thing. As a therapist, sure, you have free speech, but you also have a duty to treat, okay? I cannot just tell my patients, wow, that sounds really stupid. It sounds like that you should suck it up.
Also, it's incredible how big his head is. Like, look at the... You know what I mean? That's a 10 head. That ain't a 5 head. That's a 10 head. Look at that bitch. Double stack. Look, it's Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Sorry.
You know, just suck it up. No, I'm not giving you medications, you ingrate. Just suck it up and go do the shit you're supposed to do. You know, I could do that. I won't because that'd be okay. Like the freedom of speech doesn't apply to therapists while you're giving therapy. Ridiculous. All right, Supreme Court here's conversion therapy case.
Haley Childs is a licensed counselor and...
By the way, conversion therapy, for I guess those who might not know, basically, you know, it's trying to de-gay people. okay? Or detrans people, because apparently it's bad if you're a boy and you like boys, or you were born a boy and want to be a girl, or whatever, however you want to say it, or you don't want to be either boy or girl. Like, it's all bad. It's really, really.
You know, if you were to be, you know, shrunk and teleported inside of Alec Gunter's head, you could actually hear the wind whistling, like, through his ears. For all this brain space, there ain't nothing up there, bro.
Bad for some reason. It's not like hurting anybody or anything, but like, we just think it's icky. So we're going to send you to a camp where people will torture you and, you know, tell you that you're not valid in your identity and you're an affront to God and you're going to hell if you don't, you know, shape up.
And this is like a common misconception that conversion therapy is only religious in practice. It's not. There are plenty of people who are not religious and don't do like Christian-based counseling that practice conversion therapy. The best example of that's going to be Kenneth Zucker. Do you think Arlette's going to do her job today, you guys? Arlette. 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 What the fuck, dude? Hang on. Oh my god. Hang on. Let's see if I can bring her back to life. Bring me to life. Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Save me. All right, Arlette.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Hell yeah. Oh, but she's not gonna read it. Oh, got it. Okay, thanks, Arlette. That's cool. Let me fix that. Can we get this bald Malcolm Jarsona next to this guy? No, fuck you, Hizaki. Everybody witness, thank you. But fuck you. Where's my TTS here? Custom, no. Oh, here we go. YouTube Super Chats. Text to speech. Let's enable it or disable it, and we're going to save, and then we're going to re-enable it and save, and then we're going to see if that works. Come on, Arlette. Don't let me down. Okay, let's try that one more time.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato,
worked.
So no, I don't think so.
Can we get the bald Malcolm Jarsona next to this guy?
I'm a freaking wizard! Do you guys know that song? You're gonna know that song. Anybody, quickly. Anybody know that song? I'm a freaking wizard! Anybody? Guesses in chat? What song is that? Anybody? Anybody? While I wait for it to load. Anybody? Any guesses? Any guesses? It's very important. I only know the pregnant Sonic, sorry. That's okay. No guesses? Wow, terrible. No, wrong part.
I'm a freaking wizard!
That is you and I, Galantis and Subtronics. Great guesses, guys. Great guesses.
I guess. Is verbal and emotional abuse at usually a religious outing or camp? Yes. Yeah, it's been debunked many times. Many times. Doesn't matter. They won't call it conversion therapy anymore. They won't call it conversion therapy anymore because that's been tainted, because we know that doesn't work now. So now they're just trying to say, well, we have freedom of speech.
Our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen, brother. Let's get a witness. Let's get a witness. Amen. Amen, brother.
We can't therapy anymore. They won't call it conversion therapy anymore because that's been tainted, because we know that doesn't work now. So now they're just trying to say, well, we have freedom.
Wait, hang on.
A religious outing or camp. Yes. Yeah, it's been debunked many times. Many times. Doesn't matter. They won't call it conversion therapy anymore. They won't call it conversion therapy anymore because that's been tainted, because we know that doesn't work.
No, they call it behavior modification now. That's what they call it.
Now. So now they're just trying to say, well, we have freedom of speech. We can say whatever we want during therapy. Motherfucker, no, you can't. That's not how therapy works. Anyway.
Practicing Christian who wants to talk openly with young clients about faith and identity. She says Colorado law censors those conversations.
Okay.
When I am actively having my speech chilled, then I can't be transparent and honest and genuine with my clients.
Which speech? What are you trying to say to your client? That's so funny to me, is like anytime somebody says, I have the freedom of speech to say these things, like this is, okay, if you wanted to be serious, if you were a serious actor, what you would be saying is not, I can't.
Oh, you want me to play Meow Meow Kitten for you? Yes, I will. I will play Meow Meow Kitten for you. Also, like, religious-based therapy has its place. If people want faith-based counseling, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That is just what some people prefer, and that's okay. It's all right if some people prefer faith-based counseling. That's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Kitty.
Hang on, let me turn it up.
That is a bad kitty.
I didn't even get the Meow Meow Kitten in there, did I?
That is a bad kitty.
Meow Meow Kitty. I love that. It sparks joy. It sparks joy.
Exercise my free speech. What you would be saying is they're keeping me from treating my patients, which is what I'll be saying. Okay, if they ever try to give me this bullshit about how I can't like trans people or whatever, okay, I won't be saying you're restricting my free speech. Wah, wah, wah. I'll be saying you're keeping me from treating people who need to be treated. So I'm not complying.
And that's a real disservice to them.
Child's legal
Allocation amount of grift. No, she's grifting perfectly. She's
team,
doing
the
it
Alliance
perfectly.
Defending Freedom, calls the ban a direct attack on her First Amendment rights and religious beliefs.
This is voluntary therapy where a client is there for counseling conversations, asking to fulfill their own
What's her name?
goals, which include for counseling
Kate Anderson. Yeah, that tracks.
conversations, asking to fulfill their own
What
goals,
does that
which include
track to?
aligning their biological sex with the way that they feel, with their gender, and feeling like they can live according to their faith.
Conversion therapy.
Wait, aligning their biological sex to their gender and feeling like they can live according to their faith. Whose side is she on? I'm confused. Because if you're aligning your biological sex with the gender you identify as, that would be transitioning. That would be physically transitioning. Right?
And then this is like pedantic, like complete misunderstanding of what this is, because there are certainly, without a doubt, like, and this is something that a lot of people fail to understand, and this is really important, is that transitioning isn't a one-size-fits-all solution for everybody, and it does not work for everybody, and not everybody wants to transition, not everybody can transition, and some people want to learn to live with their gender assigned at birth, even if they do experience dysphoria. That is certainly within the right of a patient to decide if that's the course of treatment that they want to go to. If you're somebody who wants to learn how to manage your feelings of dysphoria, and so you go, to counseling or whatever to live as your assigned gender and be comfortable with that, and you go to a therapist and the therapist says, no, you have to transition, we would have the same kind of problem with that. If somebody wants to live that way, it is well within their rights to seek out treatment that helps them live in their assigned gender. That's completely normal. That's fine.
Like medically. I legitimately do not understand what she's getting at. I think she's just trying to sound smart.
Therapy, also known as reparative therapy, often involves
Reparative
prayer,
therapy. They're calling it reparative therapy now. Great.
support, or other counseling methods.
The Colorado
Involves prayer? What valid treatment involves prayer? No. If prayer
It's faith-based. Like, certain people definitely put a lot of stock in healing into like their relationship with God. Like that. A lot of people that are like these soy woke leftists that have, a fucking coconut for a head. They really are like the edgy atheist Reddit fedora tippers, because there are people for whom it is very important to them that faith is like a lens through which they process their healing and their psychological well-being, in the same way that it's appropriate for people that are indigenous to incorporate those indigenous practices and traditions into like their therapy or their treatment. Another example of this is Ayurveda, which is an Indian practice, which they categorize you by your Veda, which is like your aura, basically. And each Veda is like, it's like an aptitude test almost, and they incorporate that into their treatment, and that's something that's culturally significant to them. So it's totally reasonable for somebody who believes in Ayurveda to find a practitioner who uses Ayurveda in these modern techniques, the same way that it might be, or that it would be appropriate for somebody who is indigenous to seek out someone who honors those traditions and that culture and that spiritual aspect of their healing with modern medicine. That's actually very important. So
works for you personally, go do it. It can be a therapeutic practice, okay? But it's just as therapeutic, and not even as therapeutic, in my opinion, as meditation. It literally is just kind of meditation. Like, it's very similar. Go meditate.
Pastoral
It's the same
support
thing.
or other
meditation is not the same thing as prayer. Prayer is perceived as like communication and strengthening your relationship with God. Meditation is centering yourself and practicing mindfulness and grounding to the present moment. They're two completely different things. Fucking kill me.
counseling methods.
The Colorado law at issue here prohibits conversations that it perceives designed to change an individual's sexual orientation or gender identity. But
Good. You should never, if you're a therapist, your goal should never be to change the gender identity or sexual orientation of a patient. You are committing malpractice. You are literally increasing your client's chance for suicide.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like I want to change someone's gender identity or sexual orientation. But if somebody says, you know, I have these feelings of dysphoria, I like transitioning sounds cool and all, but it's not for me. I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to be comfortable now. Like, can you help me with coping skills or whatever so I can be comfortable in my own body and I can deal with this? Those are certainly things that are like, well, that are reasonable for a patient or a client to ask for, right? Like, part of it is collaborating with and meeting whoever you're working with where they are. That's a huge part of it.
You should have your license taken away.
Allows conversations that affirm and support sexual orientation and gender identity.
Yes.
The American Psychiatric Association, American Medical Association, and American Academy of Pediatrics are among organizations condemning the practice, warning it can lead to depression, low self-esteem, and possibly suicide.
It doesn't work, has no basis, and regardless of how it's
Finally. See, he's a man, so he's smart.
performed, there can be real harm.
I'm just kidding.
This practice.
In a statement, Phil Weiser also
It's just funny that like he was the first man and he also happened to be the one who knew he was talking about.
says it does not prevent healthcare professionals from sharing information, content, or viewpoints with a patient or others, and does not require therapists to affirm.
Does not prevent healthcare professionals from sharing information, content, or viewpoints with a patient or others. Does not require therapists to affirm any orientation or identity. Phil Weiser, Colorado Attorney General. Yeah.
Any orientation or identity. Critics argue Colorado has a pattern of
You just can't do conversion therapy. You can't do it. It's torture. You're increasing a child's risk or an adult's risk even of suicide. You cannot do it.
policies that discriminate against people of faith, citing cases involving a web designer.
No, you. You're discriminating against me. Just stop being Christian. Just stop being Christian. Like straight up. I've met Christians who are completely.
I can't handle how fucking stupid this egghead bitch is. I literally can't fucking handle it. Like, believe it or not, faith is like a really important thing to a lot of people, and it is a reasonable ask that people are allowed to pursue faith-based healing that aligns with their traditions, their values, their culture, and their beliefs in order to best serve them as like a patient. Like, hello?
Affirming of gay and trans people. They're in my audience right now. But if you feel like your Christianity is keeping you from being able to accept gay and trans people, then stop being a Christian. Just stop, okay? Your God sucks. He's going to send people to eternal damnation for doing absolutely nothing wrong except being themselves, I guess. And you should stop being a Christian, or at least be an anti-theist.
Who declined same-sex marriage services, and Baker Jack Phillips, who faced numerous complaints for refusing cakes celebrating same-sex weddings and gender transition.
I think it should be socially ostracized to not like sell these cakes. And I think you have a valid discrimination case. Absolutely. Like imagine if this were an interracial couple. They're like, oh, we don't make cakes for interracial couples here.
Didn't the bakery cake couple lose? I don't remember that case. I don't remember the outcome. Wasn't it like protected speech that they didn't have to make the cake? Gay wedding cake court case ruling. Didn't they say that you didn't have to sided with the baker who refused to create a wedding cake? Like, yeah, you can refuse service to literally anybody that you want as a private entity. Like, it's obviously inappropriate, and you could say that that's bigoted, but you do actually have the right to just say, no, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to bake this cake. That's, yeah. Yeah? What if somebody wanted to make a Charlie Kirk cake? What then? Like, okay.
Get out. That's against my religion, which was an excuse that they used back in the day. It was against your faith to be in favor of miscegenation. Not these days, so I guarantee you, nobody would be questioning whether or not it's appropriate to sue these people for discrimination if this were a white man and a black woman, for instance. Okay? Sure, there'd be some dumbasses who, like, defend them. Absolutely. Especially these days. But I think the general...
And the thing with the discrimination kind of shit or whatever, it's the same thing with employment. It's, like, almost impossible to prove unless they straight up say, I'm firing you because you're gay. And that was, like, the biggest mistake that the gay bakers made, or not, they were the straight bakers, I guess. They should have just said, no, I don't want to make that cake. Sorry, bye. Like, a business can refuse service to fucking anyone, okay? That's just the way the world works, okay? It's your business. You can say no if you want to, all right? Like, you just don't, like, again, that's why employers, if they are like, we don't want gay people to work here, and they fire you, they're never, like, firing you for being gay. Because obviously that's a discrimination lawsuit right there. An employer is different, but like a private business, they can just say, no, I don't want to serve you. It could be like, you smell like shit, and I don't want to serve you. I don't like your haircut. I think it's ugly. I'm not going to serve you. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
The general public has pretty much accepted the fact that quote-unquote race mixing is fine. Nobody cares anymore. And so they'd be like, yeah, that's pretty shitty. Why would you do that? That's discrimination. Yeah, that's a valid case.
Gender transition.
Here.
Colorado also recently passed a law, HB 1312, that demands the use of so-called preferred pronouns in any space of public accommodation.
Who is this? They said her name, I'm sure. I don't like her. Sarah Parshall Perry, Defending Education. Here, let's look her up, shall we? Sarah Perry the Platypus. The Heritage Foundation. Beautiful.
Layla, you're literally a fucking moderator. What do you mean are my messages going through? You can control your own messages. Love you, Queen.
Sarah Parshall Perry is Vice President and Legal Fellow at Defending Education. What is this, fedsoc.org? America, the Federalist Society. Very, very good stuff. Before coming to defending education,
Oh, she works for the Heritage Foundation. That's why.
Sarah served as a senior legal fellow for the Edwin Meese III Center for Legal and Judicial Studies, part of the Institute for Constitutional Government at Heritage, where her work centered on civil rights and the proper role of the courts. Oh yeah, civil rights. I'm sure you care a lot about that. Sarah joined the Heritage after serving at senior counsel, blah, 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 lots of places that she went. Co-chair the
No, I agree, and that's kind of always been my take on it as well, Bart, is that like if you're the only vendor in an area that provides a specific service, I think that you should be legally
Malcolm
required
has all the
to
IQ
provide
of
that
a
service.
baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Sumeonuit tutell Alec Fatgot all things ara possible.
Amen, Glenn. Amen. Let's get a big witness for that. Amen, sister. And like, because realistically, if you think about it, if you're somebody who owns a pharmacy, but you are the only pharmacy in 50 miles any direction, I think that you should be legally required to offer service to every single person in that town because you're the only vendor. Outside of that, it's like, just go to a different fucking bakery, go to a different fucking pharmacy, go to a different fucking Applebee's, okay? Like, you're fine. Just go to a different fucking Applebee's. If people there are being dicks, just go to a different one. It doesn't matter. But if that's the only vendor in that area, then yeah, I think that you should be legally required to take patronage from everybody.
Employment Engagement, Diversity, and Inclusion Council. I don't care about any of that. Like an in-house, it just keeps blazing. This is just a lot of blazing. She's a horrific person who is currently advocating for conversion therapy.
We should kill her.
Last year, the 10th Circuit upheld Colorado's minor conversion therapy
She has no actual qualifications.
law, ruling it regulates
She's a
professional
lawyer.
cakes, celebrating same-sex weddings, and gender transition.
Colorado also recently passed a law, HB 1312, that demands the use of so-called preferred pronouns.
Using pronouns and names is just the correct procedure for dealing with trans clients. I literally, during my clinical, had APEA questions. Look up APEA, okay? If you want to pay for the program, you can. Anybody can access it. It's QBank, okay? It's very expensive. I don't recommend you purchase it. But if you want proof, you can do that. I can also go in and screen cap it. But there are questions on there related to trans people, okay? We learned this in psychiatry, okay? As a psych NP. And you learn that when a trans
Oh
person...
god, he's going in as a psych NP. Oh my god. No. Dude. He's gonna be the fucking horror story Fox News headliner. Psych NP arrested for blow darting patients with fucking estrogen bombs. Holy shit, dude. Fuck. That's crazy. He's so evil white woman coded. You know what I mean? He was too much of a pussy to be a fucking cop. So he decided to be a nurse. That's so funny.
Asks you, hey, are you using my preferred name in your charting? Guess what your answer should be? Yes, I am. Yes, you can look at it right here. I am putting your name down and I'm using the correct pronouns in my charting. And if they demand to see their notes that you took and it's not the correct name and pronouns, they can sue you, okay? You're not supposed to do that because that means that you don't actually respect them, okay? We learned that in NP school. Not that she would know. She has no qualifications. She's just a bitch.
Pronouns in any space of public
Dude, my qualification is head bitch in charge, actually. Write that down. She's just a lawyer. She has no qualification.
accommodation.
Last year, the 10th Circuit upheld Colorado's minor conversion therapy law, ruling it regulates professional conduct, not speech, a key
Accept
question
trans
now
people or
before
get
the High
lost.
Court.
LGBTQ advocacy groups are warning that this case could set a dangerous precedent.
Colorado is among 24
Very.
states plus Washington, D.C. that bans conversion therapy for minors.
They are. I do think they're doing a pretty good job here, CBN, because they brought in like legitimate experts. But I just don't like that they front loaded it with three dumbasses. You know what I mean? Like they really front loaded this thing. I'm not saying that they necessarily like were trying to make it look like just two sides duking it out because they are kind of being very critical of the pro conversion therapy side. They're still referring to it as conversion therapy, which they don't want you to do anymore because they know that like that's bad. You have to say conversion therapy is bad these days. So they're still calling it that. But I do wish they hadn't front loaded it with the dumbasses. 7.5 out of 10.
For the health and safety of our LGBTQ patients, it is crucial that the dangerous practice of conversion therapy be banned nationwide.
Agreed.
5 states have partial bans, while 4, Alabama, Georgia, Indiana, and Florida, currently prohibit them. Depending on the court's decision, it could have major impact nationwide.
Bans prohibited. So there are 4 states that you're literally not allowed to ban conversion therapy. You're literally not allowed to say that you can't torture gay and trans people. That's pretty cool.
Nationwide.
You think about the
The other thing that I will say is that there's like this assumption that conversion therapy is like old school aversion therapy, where they're like giving you Ipecac syrup and then making you look at pictures of people of the same sex, and it gives you like a physical like you're vomiting every time that you see someone of the same sex to like converse being gay out of you, that you associate sickness with being attracted or like fawning over someone of the same sex. They don't do aversion therapy anymore. It was Reckers and Lovas that were the first big behaviorists that were incorporated into conversion therapy, and it's basic like Skinnerian positive negative reinforcement kind of aversion therapy, where you're rewarded for being heterosexual, but they try to associate and pair like a physical like sickness with feelings of homosexuality. They don't do that anymore. It's all just talk therapy now. Obviously, I'm not saying that that's good, that we should be trying to talk people out of their identities. I'm not saying that at all. But people are like, they're literally tasing them to death. They have them in the fucking Browns bowl and Judas's cradle, and they make them wear the heretic's fork until they say, I am a man, I'm not a woman. It's like, it's not like that anymore. Like, obviously, it's still not good. That it's not appropriate, whatever. But I really hate that everybody thinks that they're like lobotomizing fucking trans people and shit. They're not doing that.
Implications if we start pulling back on the free speech of professionals in this country.
And then they end it with the dumbass. Pulling back on the free speech of professionals in this country. It's not about your free speech. What kind of healthcare professionals are you people? This is like soulless demon shit. What's your qualifications? Alliance Defending Freedom. You have no qualifications. If you did, it'd be listed here. What makes you think that you can speak on this? Shut up.
Under the Colorado law, counselors like Childs face fines and suspended or revoked licenses. The court's ruling is expected by June. In Washington.
Good shit. Well, as a healthcare professional myself, I will not be engaging in any kind of conversion therapy practices, no matter how much they coerce me to. And I will still be treating gay and trans people as their preferred, with respect. Okay?
That's so brave.
It's just good practice. Like this is what the evidence tells us to do. Where's the disconnect? Why didn't they bring on any actual professionals who said, yeah, actually all that data is bullcrap and here's why? Because there is none. You cannot deny that conversion therapy or correctional therapy, whatever you want to call it, I forget what they call it, God therapy, is wrong. It's bad, okay? It is bad, period. You will not find one that says it's good. When these horrid people are in old folks' homes, the young people that have to grow up with laws against our identity, those old folks are going to be in for some personal hell. We must find it in ourselves to not be vindictive. I still want good things for horrible people. Because maybe if they had some of those good things, they wouldn't be so horrible.
Oh, I just tuned him out. I wasn't listening to that anymore. ECT is still commonly practiced. ECT is actually really effective for medication-resistant depression. But obviously, it's not like the scene in fucking American Horror Story. It's not like, you're strapped down to a table and they're like fucking tasing you and shit like that. ECT is very, very effective for medication-resistant depression. I've always wanted to do it just like once. I've always wanted to do it just to like see what it does. Like, you know what I mean? Like just zap me like one time and see what happens. I'd be very interested to see what that's like personally. I'd be very interested. Just to see. Okay. Yeah, and they put you to sleep for ECT now as well. You're like asleep. You don't even feel it. But like, yeah, really, really, really severe depression. Apparently, it's also used to treat dementia as well. And catatonia, it's also used for that as well. But it's mostly used for medication-resistant depression because they can't really do anything else for it. Yeah, I think that I would I think that one zap from the ECT machine would fix me. Just one little zzz, I think it would fix me. Or like, you ever just like want to be lobotomized, but they can like put it back. Like they can fix your brain after they scramble it. Like just to see what it's like. Like I just want to be lobotomized for like an hour just to see what it's like. And then I can decide if I like it or not, Maybe that's just a me thing. It's my dream to be lobotomized. I can't wait for my Rosemary Kennedy cosplay. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. It's me, Rosemary. It's me. It's not LSD. They do psilocybin or ketamine, which are also both proven to be very, 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 very effective. Psilocybin is actually really interesting because it's by nature, it's like a reparative kind of chemical, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It actually like repairs different parts of your brain and it completely rewires your fucking brain. So when it's done, with paired therapy, mushroom therapy is like fucking phenomenal at repairing like literal trauma that's done to the brain. It's fucking fantastic. And ketamine therapy is actually very, 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 very effective for treating addiction. It's pretty awesome. Shit's getting crazy. It's pretty awesome. IDK what drugs are? Okay, based. Good for you. Way to stay pure. That's very haram. Big fan of that. No. I would like to get shocked just one time. I wonder if I could like voluntarily just be like, excuse me, can I just get like one zap? I think that statistics show that mushroom therapy, like psilocybin therapy, is like people are better, quote unquote, like at way higher rates than antidepressants. Antidepressants actually are not that effective at treating depression. They're actually not that useful at all. They really only work with certain people, and they work mostly with paired with therapy, right? But psilocybin is like magical. It's like even people that just microdose, those people usually like phase out of needing any kind of interventions within a couple of months. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. No, Rosemary Kennedy was in her horror era, and it made the Kennedys look bad, so they institutionalized her, which is sad. I mean, who doesn't love a good hoe time, you know? Girly pops. Okay, I'm gonna put on your key jangling really quick. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I haven't smoked a cigarette in like 2 hours, so I'm about to corral myself. I'm gonna go smoky pokey, and then we are going to watch the Lily Orchard video. Between this and stating that lobotomies can be effective, I'm starting to wonder about you, Malcolm. Hey man, I don't know what to tell you. Psychedelic therapy is incredibly effective. It is insane how effective that is. Absolutely insane how effective psychedelic therapies are. It's amazing. And if the treatment for people who are mentally ill is you just want them to be docile zombies, if that's what you want, then yeah, lobotomies are very effective. Yeah. Yeah. If you want people to be vegetables, lobotomies do a really good job at that. So they are effective. They do make people less aggressive, less hostile, less problematic or whatever, because they're like zombies. So yeah, it's pretty effective. But psychedelic therapy is. That's where it's at, guys. That's where it's at. All right. Excuse me. Key jangling, bathroom break. Everybody get your sparkling waters, your snacks, like the video. I'll be right back. And then we're going to suffer through this Lily Orchard video. I will BRB. Everybody enjoy your key jangling. All right, mamacitas. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's continue to suffer through this Lily video, shall we? Shall we? I'm really unhappy about this, but this is what you guys wanted. This is what you guys wanted. So let's see. And then let me get this all set up for you guys. Enjoy some background music. I think that's all we can find other stuff if we have to. We'll start here. Okay. All right. Everybody lock in. It's time to suffer. Just like God intended. Just like God intended, guys. All right. Let's see. All right. Struggle time. Let me back up a little bit so I can remember where we are.
See evidence that no.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
I think there was a post where I caught a mouse once. And now.
Oh, also, quick reminder, you guys, if you're not in the Discord's free. So make sure you join the Discord. That's where I ping everybody when I stream. There is a ban on Hassan's Collargate controversy, so keep that out of my Discord server. I'm tired of reading about it. And then also, if you guys want to, you guys can also get merch. I ordered one of the tie-dye t-shirts. It's coming on Friday, so I'm going to be wearing the fuck out of that. Never taking that fucker off. I'm going to sleep in it. All right? It's going to be underneath all of my other clothes, okay? All the time. All right? And as per usual, I am always in Discord, you guys, and I'm always happy to scream at people. I love arguing, but I will not be arguing about politics or Hassan or any of that shit because I just don't fucking care. But call-ins always, reserved specifically for disagreements. So, all right, let's continue.
Oh, people think I live in a rat-infested apartment.
Probably, yeah.
People think I just never go outside and stay cooped up in my apartment all day.
Yeah, true.
Hell, there was one post of like basically Crimson Ender himself going, I'm sure everyone here has absolutely wonderful, has fulfilling and happy lives while Lily wastes away staying cooped up in her apartment. This post was made a day after I posted my photos of the Saltmarsh Trail.
Oh, yeah.
That is how, like, even when they see evidence that, no, I do a lot of stuff. I live a very happy, comfortable life. Like, I'm happily fucking married. I'm happily married. And they have gone to great lengths to diminish or downplay that. Like, they insisted that oh, Michaela's not really coming to Canada. She's not really coming to Canada, and you just scam people out of money because your relationship is fake and you don't actually love her. And well, anyway, Michaela's in Canada now.
Some people thought I wasn't real.
So yeah, some people thought you weren't real. Some people have called you my e-wife, and then and those same people then turn around and try to claim that I'm horribly abusive to you because, like, I don't know, you touch a sensitive spot in my neck on a stream, and I go.
Yes, I am an abused, non-existent e-wife.
Yeah, them claiming you're on disability and your parents also pay your rent were insane accusations. Yeah, I make too much money to be on disability. Also, my parents wouldn't pay for shit.
Oh, yeah.
I have never heard anything about that involving Colleen O'Shaughnessy, Samantha, or are you referring to a different... What? What's an e-wife? I don't know. I've seen a couple of channels getting traction from Lily Bad videos, yet before this, they've only posted random vids that barely reach 500. Yeah, that's the case with all of them. That's why you've got this D&D slop channel going after me, because it gets attention, whereas anything else I do does not. Or anything else they do doesn't. Because who the fuck wants to watch who wants to watch the 800th channel where you read out Reddit posts and pretend to play D&D when you already have Crit Crab? People who say that forget about the immigration process takes a long time. Doing the King's videos not related to you make a third of the views. Oh, wow.
Hang on, let me play this. I have these paused. Hang on. Fuck.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Η μαπίλη Μαριάτ. Σέσα ή του να πίλη.
Love to see it. Thank you, Rosie, very much for the $1.99. Everybody witness. Congratulations on being happily married. Everybody witness. This, for some reason, fucked up my fucking...
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Wife is really sitting there just going yes or nay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to do that with my wife. I think that's based. Thank you very much, Kaji, for the 2. Everybody witness, please. Hang on. I just need to fix this really quick. Where did this go? Hang on. This fucked up my noise gate settings. Hang on. Fuck. That's not... Help, I'm crashing out. Yeah, that's correct. Why is that so high? Okay, whatever. That's fine. All right, we're good. We're good. We can continue. Unless, did I fuck it up even worse? No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, that's funny because, like, I've seen his other videos and they usually get, and, like, his video on me got less views than the rest of his videos.
Still molding about Crispy. You hate to see it.
It's genuinely infuriating that people create telenovelas out of people's lives. They do it because they don't have a life of their own.
Ironic, isn't it?
There's an interesting phenomenon on Kiwi Farms about this. Is Kiwi Farms, there was one guy, his name was Anthony Legato, and he basically embarrassed Kiwi Farms because he was pathologically obsessed with Christine Chandler. Constantly, angry rants all the fucking time, over and over and over and over again. Very worked up, very furious at this woman's continued existence. And then eventually it just got a little too embarrassing, it got a little too real, so they turned Legato into a target for mockery and stalked him the same way. And now they just call...
Yeah, that's called touching the poo, guys. That's why we don't touch the poo. You don't get too close, okay? You don't get too close.
Anyone who does this, A-logs. Here's the kicker.
Here's the kicker, guys.
Every Kiwi Farms user is an A-log. All of them. It's just that a lot of them are better at hiding their anger and bitterness behind self-conscious irreverence.
That's a big word for Elmo.
Shout out to that guy making part 67 of the Christine Chandler documentary. Oh, the gamer from Mars? Yeah. I heard of that. Yeah, that guy's been around a long time.
Yeah, like the moment there was like a little too much emotional sincerity behind this parasocial relationship, the other fucking channels smelled blood.
Yeah. It's worth pointing out that Christine Chandler's has been stalked and harassed since 2007, and her list of crimes goes back as far as 2021.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy.
If you can go through the fucking ringer and come out relatively all right, what does it say about these fuckers? Yeah, like, what's the worst I've ever done? Yell at someone?
I don't know, guys. What's the worst we've ever done? I can think of a few things that are pretty bad, but I don't know. That's just me, I guess. I don't know. It's all fake. It's all fake.
Does he really have nothing better to do? No, he doesn't. Like, the Gamer from Mars is like an old YouTube channel. I have no idea who this is because the username got truncated.
And here's the kicker about that.
Why do these clowns latch themselves onto Chris Chan? Because Chris Chan posted a cringy webcomic like back on 4chan and was annoying.
Because Chris Chan is fucking hilarious. It's very funny. That's why.
About it, and that was it. And then people would find her in real life. Like, the harassment basically got so bad it seriously affected her mental health. And now people point out to any points of her, like, if she gets arrested, or if she's spotted, or if she loses her temper with anyone. And of course, like, the people documenting her are the reason she's like this.
Yeah.
It's like perverted justice, like having to egg people on and goad them into doing something horrible. Because it's how they get their entertainment. It's funny to them. It's also reassuring, because, like...
And the best part is, nobody has to fuck with Lily. She does it all on her own. That's why you guys you gotta let the cows graze. You can't cow tip them, okay? Because the good cows will continue to create content without your intervention, okay?
Hey, it doesn't matter how much of a fucking unemployed NEET I might be. At least I'm not that bitch.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these people are trying to claim that I'm a NEET. Of course, NEET means
correct.
not in education, employment, or training. It refers to somebody who is unemployed.
Yeah, we're unemployed. We're not educated. We're not in any kind of training. Yes, correct. Correct. That is correct. I would be surprised if Lily has the Canadian equivalent of a GED. I would be shocked to fucking hear that. We're not working. We're on disability. I think that we've worked consecutively maybe 4 days in our entire fucking life, and we're not in any kind of training. Yeah, correct.
Uneducated and not in any vocational training.
True.
I am employed and educated.
Okay, making YouTube videos is not being employed. Let's be totally real, girly pop. And you also do not have any higher education. No. Incorrect. Incorrect. That's a lie. Tests have determined that that is a fucking lie.
Liar! But my degree and my fucking job and my own business don't count for some reason, apparently. They don't count if, like,
No,
they
'cause
don't
they're
count
not
because
real.
these people are unemployed. Like, Sai works at a fucking pet shop.
That's more than you've ever done with your entire fucking waste of a life, dude. Like, if you have a degree, if you want to flex a degree, if you want a power level, you need to be able to back it up, okay? That's why power leveling is gay. Power leveling is really stupid, okay? If you're not willing to flash your credentials, shut the fuck up. Everybody knows that you're fucking lying. Everybody knows that you're fucking lying.
Right.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Lily thinks buying a YouTuber is running her own business. As a YouTuber, no.
No. Bigger YouTubers will have like an LLC. Even some smaller YouTubers have an LLC if they have like employees that they pay, like editors and shit like that. That's certainly a thing, but we all know that Lily doesn't do that. So not even in the realm of possibility, honestly. Thank you very much, Sai, for the $5 dues. Everybody witness, please.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
I don't
Yeah.
think the trolls vera responsible for what happened to Barbara. That kita dile up in logic, Lily.
Yeah, that is very true. I don't think that anybody cow-tipped Chris into fucking the mom. I don't think that happened. Very great point. Thank you very much, Mylonic, for the $4.99. Guys, witness.
I have almost exclusively heard in weeb circles. Might as well be calling you Yondir. It is actually a technical term used in census data, but outside of that, like, no, it's generally just a fancy word for otaku. God forbid CD call do anything, being self-employed with a degree. Like, get a hobby, pick up crochet, bake something. Yeah. Like, just, oh my fuck. Makes me wonder and
Oh my
sympathize with the next
God.
person they
How dare you have fulfilling hobbies?
attach this much to. Yeah. It's like, oh, it was Geargasm. Ended their pledge from 5 to 30. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. Money's gonna be a lot less tight in the future, though. We're now a 2-income household. Yay!
2-income household. What does McKay do for work? No hate to my queen, okay? But what does McKay do for work? McKay sleeps like 15 hours a day. What are we doing for work? Napping?
Best thing I ever did was stop letting things I hate in my feed. Saves me a lot of headaches. Reminds me of the hack YouTubers Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker, where the only thing they do is shit on stuff because they're just miserable with nothing going on in their life.
I think she got her mythical degree in between the heart attack and the stabbing, but not before the rape, so.
I see a lot of people use Chris Chan and other lol cows as justification to feel better about themselves. Yep. It must say something in KP's big video in Saber's Park ended with a story about you eating gum off the floor when you were a child. Really stretching there. Oh shit, man. Me eating gum off the floor when I was a kid? Fuck.
Oh my. Really? Shrilly.
Hey, everyone in the chat, what's the weirdest thing you put in your mouth when you were a kid?
Glue, maybe? I don't know. I feel like some kids go through a phase where they eat like weird stuff. Like they eat like glue is usually the one. Paper, maybe? I don't know. What's the weirdest thing I ate as a kid? I guess maybe paper. I don't know. I don't mean like a whole fucking sheet of paper, for clarity. I wasn't eating like, notebooks full of fucking paper. But, don't want to get up and throw it away, so you just, you know. No, I threw all my trash away. I think that's the weirdest thing. I don't know. I certainly, when I was a child, I was not eating shit off the fucking floor because I knew that was disgusting. Okay, even from a very young age, I was not eating shit off the fucking ground. Know a lot better than that. Okay, I didn't know that. I've eaten weirder shit as an adult. I used to work in kitchens a lot. And some kitchens have like a mulcher. And so when you're doing dishes, you like dump all the food into this thing, and it like is like sludge water, and it runs all the food into like this thing, and it like grinds it up into like, you know, it's like a paste almost. It's like all the food and all the shit or whatever. And at the end of the night, you have to drain it and clean it out, you know, and run everything down the drain. And somebody was like, I'll give you $5 if you eat out of the mulcher. And it was like easiest $5 I've ever made my entire fucking life. I've eaten a lot weirder shit as an adult because people will usually be like, I'll pay you $5 if you eat this gross thing or whatever. And it's like, okay, yeah, dude, $5 is $5. That's like 3.5 cigarettes. I'm in. You got me. I'm ready. That's one shot of Jägermeister. On you, fucker. Let's go.
Is this really more entertaining than going outside visiting your local library? You could read books for free. Paper towels from the school bathroom. Oh, I ate a cockroach when I was 1. That doesn't count. God, I honestly don't remember. Grass, dirt, I think. Water.
Never went to the emergency room. I've got an iron stomach, okay? I told you guys, I've lived 1,000 different lives, okay? Stomach made of iron. Made of iron.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Yatanan Bani Basfor. P.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate that greatly. Everybody witness, thank you, Mystic Blue. I also remember Kurt was in here for a while. Kurt said that he also ate an ant, but he said it was because the ant bit him and he got mad, so he ate the ant. And I was like, that's crazy. So if somebody like made you mad, you'd like cannibalize them? That's insane. That's an insane metric. That's crazy.
Out of my own used gum I kept in my closet. My sister's metal rosary or dirty cat litter. I'm not going to answer that. Eraser. I ate a bee once when I was 6. I ate cupcake wrappers. I put a whole whale bone in my mouth. Battery, worms and dirt, worm, a microphone specifically for one of the ones from choir practice. Food on the floor. I had a friend who would eat spiders. Just sand and batteries.
Anybody ever eat a battery? I've never eaten a battery, but just out of curiosity, anybody ever eat a battery? That'd be crazy.
I stuffed Play-Doh up my nose when I was 3. I ate dirt as a kid. Look, I was young and thought it was chocolates. I'll be right back. I'll see if my brother has an answer. Paint, soap, whale bone. Oh my god.
I used to chew on my drumstick.
Poor McKay. Completely ignored. Mogged. She was mogged. This dead air is something to be desired.
You should do that. Oh, I have no interest in spending extended amounts of time with either Cameron, my niece, or nephew. I see them at Thanksgiving.
But she was bitching earlier that she doesn't have a relationship with Cameron or his wife or their kids earlier in this exact video. But now it's like, fuck him, I don't care. Interesting.
And Christmas, and then maybe Easter, and that's about it. I don't even go to birthdays anymore. I don't even go to birthdays or do birthday gifts. I do Christmas gifts, and that's it.
Yeah, because you can't afford it. Because you're a broke neat.
How do you deal with all this harassment? It's stressful.
It's
but,
stressful.
well, having a K here helps.
Kill me. Ooh, I'm dead.
As far as I'm concerned, this is work stress. This is basically an occupational hazard.
An occupational hazard.
That sucks to hear. No, it's fine. I made that decision myself.
Oh, okay.
My brother made it clear to me very recently that he did not give a fuck about any of this. Like I said, I was sounding the alarm to my parents and Cameron because Courtney was threatening his kids. And he didn't fucking care. Courtney was just a junkie tweaker doing her junkie tweaker shit until they started investigating.
Didn't Courtney say something like crazy? I don't think that was like a threat, but she was like, it'd be super crazy to have like little teeny tiny baby coffins for them. She said something kind of fucking crazy about it, but I don't think she was like, I'm going to kill your children. I don't think that she said that.
Yeah, until the military started investigating him. Then it was suddenly a serious fucking problem. My parents were the same way. It's like, hey, Courtney's doing all this shit. And it's like, oh, well, who cares? And then, then my mother's calling me up going, I need everything you have on Courtney because she's targeting Cameron's job. And I'm like, I had all this for you months ago. And as far like Cameron even referred to this as just as a little spat. That's what he called it. like this little spat between you and Courtney, like it didn't matter. Like basically, if it's not personally affecting him, he doesn't give a shit.
Wow.
And it basically made it clear to me. It's like, oh, so you genuinely just did not give a flying fuck until this started affecting you. Even though if you had given a fuck, you could have stopped this from affecting you.
Wow, it's terrible.
So it's just like, fuck you and your kids. Stay the fuck away.
Wow. Yeah, you tell him.
Is there anything we can do for you, or I'll say that give me money? This isn't just let me vent. I think this is, well, there's a few things. Well, yeah, give me money. Like, I'm only half joking, but like, obviously, like, financial security helps deal with a lot of things. But stop, like, this isn't just about a me thing. Stop falling for YouTube drama. Stop falling for YouTube drama at all. The next time you hear about a shitty thing a YouTuber supposedly did, ignore it.
Unless it's Sai, or unless it's KP, or unless it's Lio, or unless it's Poppy, or unless it's Courtney, or unless it's anybody that I don't like.
Things are false so many goddamn times.
Yeah, drama YouTubers, they're not held to like any like official standard or regulation.
No YouTuber is dipshit.
They can base their entire like exposure video on, and like their sources, trust me, bro, and because they know that alone will give them engagement.
Yeah. Like, the next time you see a video about like an expose on a YouTuber, block it. Like, just hit don't recommend this.
Yeah, just block it.
Because,
Don't
like
watch
I said,
it.
so many times, like the
Don't
stories
have
end up
joy
in
in
this
your
weird game
life.
of telephone. Like there's two I always kind of point out here, and like the first one's
There's
really
two.
like the second
first
one's really
one.
messed up. The first one's like Call Me Carson. Call Me Carson was a Minecraft YouTuber who got clapped for supposedly like dating a minor. The girl in question was 17 and he was 19. Now you know what we call that? You know what we call that in most countries? Not a real fucking problem. We call that someone dating a peer.
Do you know what they actually call that in most places? Statutory rape. That's actually what they call that in most places. They mostly call that statutory rape, but okay, yeah.
A 2-year age difference between teenagers is not a real fucking problem. That is like 1 grade apart.
17 to 19 is not 1 grade apart. Are you smoking crack? No, we're smoking the street addies. That's what we're smoking. Obviously, there's a lot of different discourses around age gaps and all this other shit. I completely understand. Like, that's totally fine. However, like, 17 and 19 are not in the same grade. They're not 1 grade apart. 17 is like a junior. 19 is like a freshman in college. Okay.
That's a high school senior and a college freshman.
I mean, I guess if you started school early, maybe.
Yeah, the second one was Inquisitor Ghost. Inquisitor Ghost was basically like, had a teenager who edited his videos for him. He's a Call of Duty cosplayer. And basically he would just be like, whenever this person did a good job, he would just be like, oh my god, I love you, you're the fucking best. You know, being very emphatic. Found out she was a teenager, stopped working with her. This teenager then tried to basically just decided, I'm mad at this guy, I'm going to get him, I'm gonna get him canceled, effectively. So she teamed up with her boyfriend. This girl is 16, her boyfriend is 20.
Oh. That's a problem.
This part always slips the story, but I have to bring it up here. Anyway, they decide, okay, you need to go back in and like flirt with him again in order to get more proof. So she tries. And every time, Ghost is like, leave me alone, go away, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone. And even has minors do not interact in his bio. So the two of them just decide, fuck it, I'm gonna go to a fucking drama TikToker anyway. And it turns into this whole big thing. They don't share the part, like they omit the part where Ghost was telling this girl to fuck.
What is this called? What is this? Ghost TikTok allegations cosplay, whatever the fuck this is. I don't know. Inquisitor Ghost. Inquisitor Ghost, an Italian TikTok COD cosplayer, unfortunately ended his own life after false allegations of him being a pedo were being spread on the internet. This is a Dextero article. I just don't believe her retelling of anything. She's been dropped on her head too many times. Okay. 100,000 followers on TikTok. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? What am I waiting for? What? Is this the wrong person? What? What are you guys crashing out about? Why are we crashing out? Why is everybody crashing out right now? Is this a different person? Is this the wrong person? Is this a different person? I don't know why the fuck you guys are crashing out. What's going on? What happened? I don't know why the fuck you guys are freaking out. I don't get it either. Okay, we'll just continue. Maybe we'll
fuck off and leave him alone. They omit that part entirely. Anyway, the video then comes out from Ghost. He lays out his entire, because like this was affecting his job, affecting his family. He got doxxed, like everything. Ghost comes out, gives all this information, basically debunking the whole thing, goes off screen, and is found to have hung himself several hours. These people got someone killed. Like, like people basically like fuss over terminology.
Oh, who's the other one that I'm thinking of? There was somebody else. Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to think of his name. Somebody knows who I'm talking about. Liana Kersner talked about this guy. I can't remember his fucking name. He was the one that got harassed really bad, and he also killed himself. What is that guy's name? I can't remember his fucking name. Liana Kersner said it. Hang on, let me go to our video. I cannot remember his fucking name to save my life. Got a trip down memory lane. Let's see. It's Feedback Friday, the feedbackiest day of the week. God, she has such conviction, you guys. She's still making videos every week. Jesus. Can't even break 1,000 views. Sad. I have to really scroll to get down here. Jesus Christ. Feedback Friday. The feedbackiest day of the week. No, not Buddy Dwyer. I believe that she is, yes. I think it's Asher Wolfenstein or whatever that they're beefing about, I think. God, she just really is dedicated to the grind of talking into the void. Not a single video here has broken 100K in the past year. That's insane. That's commitment. That is commitment. I guess I can just do Liana Kersner, Poppy, and Xena, I suppose. They didn't dismiss anything, so they're the trial is set for later.
Hey everybody, it's Liana. This is a special unconnected.
This is a special unconnected. I can't remember this guy's fucking name. Give me the transcript. Show it to me. Was it in this one or was it in the second one? Ed something. Ed something. Ed Pissner. Is that right? No, not... I think his last name was Pissner, I think. Ed guy who killed himself. No. Yeah, Ed Pisker. I was right. Ed Pisker. He was like falsely accused of a bunch of shit, and then he killed himself after being harassed over it. Ed Pisker. Ed Pisker. That's who I was thinking of. Brain blast. Wow. To be alive, guys.
They murdered this guy.
Murdered. This music is so annoying.
A grown man who was dating a teenager, got another guy killed by falsely accusing him of dating of preying on a teenager. That's just the whole ecosystem, isn't it? The shit people do, I swear. Yep. You can count the number of times this stuff has been true on one fucking hand, and there's always a ton of definitive evidence. A ton of it. You don't, like, the few times this stuff has ever been true, you don't have the supposed victim coming out saying, no, that never happened, fuck off and stop harassing my husband. You don't have the victim being completely fucking anonymous and people being unwilling to tell you who they were. You don't have people saying, I have proof, and then refusing to show it. You don't have people accusing someone of preying on teenagers and then going and preying on fucking teenagers. You know who does that? Liars.
Is this Plants vs. Zombies? I've never played that.
But it never sticks. The lessons never fucking stick. Because at the end of the day, the way people always think is, this kind of harassment is really bad and terrible and we shouldn't encourage it. And then it happens to someone they don't like and they're like, They say shit like, oh, Kiwi Farms is terrible, but they've got it right this time. No, they fucking don't. You know what the biggest sign that someone is innocent is? If they have a Kiwi Farms thread.
Oh, that's so funny. Poisoning the well. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Oh my god. Let's be real. There's some crazy shit over there on the dark arts, okay? There's some crazy shit over there. But it's Gossip Girl hours. It's people just talking about shit. They're like, I think Azealia Banks has a thread on there. Meghan Markle has a thread on there. Who are some of the other ones? It's like for people to like A-log people that are like stupid online. Is there absolutely insane shit on there sometimes? Yeah, sure. But that's like, it's not like this demonic fucking Ouija board entity that's gonna fucking possess you or whatever. And this was the same shit with Keffals as well, where there was a lot of evidence that Keffals lied about what she did with the GoFundMe money, and there was a lot of evidence of Keffals doing like the weird pink pilling minors bullshit and all of that. And it was like, oh well, it came from Kiwi Farm, so it's not real. And it's like, this is literally a clip, a recorded clip of you saying this thing. What do you mean? Well, it came from Kiwi Farm, so it's fake. It's like, it's literally an archived video of you saying this crazy shit. And it's just because it comes from somewhere you don't like doesn't make that it's not, it doesn't mean that it's not true. Okay? That doesn't mean that it's not true.
Like that is why the internet is not a toy. I'm almost 30 and it just feels like high school mean girl shit. I'm too fucking old for this. Yeah, of course it is. Like, that's why it's so easy to wrap teenagers up into this kind of stuff. Because it's just a lot of very emotional, righteous anger. They go on I mean, hell, I was like this as a kid. There were a lot of stuff that I would get really worked up and angry about that at the end of the day didn't really fucking matter. This is why I have so much contempt for all the fucking Disney rage. I already did that when I was 17. People make...
Let me play this guy really quick.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Susat that the first time I cat you live yabatu alilis boy 6.x also love your postes.
You know, that's what we do here. We love to psychologically torture each other. We're all sisters in suffering here. And thank you very much. I put a lot of effort into my interior decor. It's very important to me. And congratulations on catching me live. Thank you very much for the $5 dues. Everybody witness, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's almost time for me to do my Marie Kondo, like, just batshit insane redecorating routine. It's like every 6 to 8 months, I just like rip everything off the walls and start from scratch. I don't know what possesses me to do it, but you know, it'll be like a nice sunny day, and I'm like, you know what I should do? I should completely re-fucking organize everything in this room. Takes all day. I'm crashing out the entire time. Dad level crash outs. I'm like, why the fuck do I even have this? This is so fucking stupid. Oh my fucking god. Who even needs, like, somewhere to live? I'm just gonna live in a fucking box under a freeway somewhere. This is so fucking dumb. And then when I'm done, I love it. But it's about that time. It's about that time. I'm very neurotic about interior decor. It's certainly gonna happen.
Make money from talking about YouTube drama, and that's even worse. Yep. Like, the moment Keem, like, here's the kicker. We did not harass Keemstar enough. The moment it became clear that YouTube drama could be a...
But doesn't Keemstar also have a Kiwi Farms thread? I thought that but that means that he's innocent.
Maker, people went about fabricating YouTube drama.
That's crazy.
And all you need to do is look at the post history of drama YouTubers. Turkey Tom's the big one. Remember, like, Turkey Tom's like a big fucking drama YouTuber now. It was only...
Turkey Tom also has a thread on Kiwi Farms. I guess that he's innocent as well. He hasn't done anything, so...
A couple of years ago, he was a joke. Like, he was a guy who tried to make, like, animation critique back when that was popular. Completely failed at doing it. Stopped Jaden Animations for a little while. Got clapped, and then just started doing lolcow content. And people go, what a turnaround! The guy who went on an unhinged rant about turning red, not acknowledging the historical impact of 9/11, does this shit now. And people go, what a turnaround!
That's so funny.
And sometimes people are profiting over this shit, and sometimes worse, they get sponsorship. Yep. And they get it because you just got, like, the main YouTube audience is 18 to 24-year-olds. That's the bread and butter of YouTube. Like, unless you make something like Nyan Cat or Skibbity Toilet, it's 18 to 24-year-olds. And by and large, 18 to 24-year-olds are, for the most part, like, they have different tastes every few years. And the
And you know what's big right now? Lol cow content.
general taste of Zoomers today is just kind of drama slop. They love drama slop because
Yes, we do.
there's no way I can say this without it. There's no way I can say this without it just sounding like generational warfare shit. But like, they're very happy people. They fully.
Dude, look in the fucking mirror. Your entire life is abject misery. Come on. Come on. One's in chat if you're happy. One's in chat if you're happy. And remember, happiness is a choice, not an experience.
They fully re-embrace cringe culture. They do not. They don't do anything fun. They make up all kinds of like excuses not to do anything.
Excuse me, I have so much fun. I have so much fun. And says Lily, who has the endless amount of excuses as to why, like, her life sucks. I can't get a job because I can't handle people telling me what to do. I can't go to the doctor because the doctor asked me questions about my health, which is super invasive. I can't go to a therapist because the therapist asked me questions that are super fucking invasive. I can't go to the grocery store because it's like a super fucking far long walk, and I can't drive. And I can't get a driver's license because, oh my god, it's transphobic. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Like, the average 20-something has, like, more icks than brain cells. And so they need to feel better about themselves, and they do it by getting wrapped up in all this drama shit.
It's so fun. It's like the gladiator matches, you guys. It's what distracts us from the world crumbling around us, you know? I just want a little treat. I just want a little treat now and again, okay? It helps me cope with the existence, the weight of existence, knowing that, you know, there's people out there that are just doing crazy shit. It really keeps you grounded, you know? It's the grass is greener on the other side kind of thing, right?
Would you blame the Brony stuff for the fixation of YouTube drama? I like to believe that's when all this started. Nope, it was Keemstar. Keemstar made YouTube drama a big thing. It's an old, it's an offshoot of the old commentary community. You used to have this whole fucking ecosystem of commentary channels who would basically just do video responses to YouTubers they didn't like, and now that's just Twitter. Thank God I'm a Zillennial because I can't stand Keemstar.
Did she just say that she's a Zillennial?
Ecosystem of commentary channels who would basically just do video responses to YouTubers they didn't like. And now that's just Twitter. Thank God I'm a Zillennial because I can't stand Keemstar.
Lily, you are like fucking 35 years old. You are not a Zillennial. Like 1994, 1995, 1996 is the Zillennial window, because that's where people argue over if you're a millennial or Gen Z. You are not a fucking Zillennial. Oh my god. Draw and quarter her right now. How old is Lily Orchard, YouTuber? She's 33. 1992 is not a Zillennial. That is a millennial. Oh, okay. She was reading it off a chat. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Wow. That was a dangerous crash out. That's my bad. 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 Thanks for holding me accountable. Thanks, sir. Thanks for holding me accountable. Thank you.
Keemstar. Thunder00 now makes videos about how much Elon the Cybertruck sucks. That's actually not a turnaround. It's very easy for right-wing YouTubers to just turn around and make anti-tech bro videos. I used to watch videos from like a guy who self-describes as a former Gamergator, Adam something, and I was like, okay, this is kind of a turnaround. Then he did a video about how, you know, we need to come together as a left and stop having this purity problem. And what he basically does is shows a montage of like this one fucking speaking event where a bunch of people were like yelling out points of personal privilege and asking people like not to chatter so much because they're autistic, and it's like, oh, you're still doing cringy liberal content. Got it. Go fuck.
Asking people not to talk while you're recording a fucking video is cringe. Like, yeah, you're doing an event. You don't want people talking over it, dipshit. God, she's so fucking dumb. Sorry, leave it. I'll see you later, Gator. You're supposed to say after a while, Crocodile? I'm so fucking abused. You can leave it open. That's fine. Alright. I know he will.
Fuck yourself. Like, you haven't changed at all, you're just good at hiding it. Most movie, 9/11 when I... Okay, you were clearly... You're... paid.
No.
Lyle, wake up, they hit the Sky Dome. Drama alert is the ground zero for this shit. Yep. It absolutely is.
Wow. Ground zero.
The point where, like, I think the big point where lolcow content just kind of, it got a lot more there's a point where it got a lot more desperate, and that was, what was his name? Nikocado Avocado. People for years made a big, basically loved feeling better about themselves because they weren't Nikocado Avocado.
Nikocado Avocado was intentionally rage baiting, and he knew it. It was a symbiotic relationship. he loved getting shit on because he got attention, and everybody loved shitting on him because he deserved it. It was very symbiotic. It wasn't this one-sided Nikocado Avocado is a victim. Nikocado Avocado is a fucking piece of shit, and everyone should know it, okay? And it was very funny to watch him crash the fuck out for, you know, the consequences of his own actions. It was hilarious, okay? It's very funny. Everybody, the fascination with lolcow culture comes down to being able to be impressed, scared, and also entertained by the pure unawareness, the pure unself-awareness that some individuals possess. It's like, everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. I don't know why, but everybody does. There's nothing that is more fun than listening to someone tell you a lie, and you can tell immediately that they're lying, and so can everyone else, but they just can't see it. Everybody just goes fucking crazy for people who are very unaware. It's so funny. It's my favorite thing. There is nothing that I love more than a bitch that tries to lie to my fucking face, and every other person in the room knows that they're full of shit except for them. And you can straight up tell them, I know that you're lying. And then what do? They lie again. They double down. That is so entertaining. It is so entertaining to see people lack the ability to see themselves through other people's eyes. It's just so fascinating. It's like, it's amazing that people have this powerful cognitive dissonance to not understand what about them is off-putting. It's awesome.
The mukbang YouTuber who had a lot of really hysterical meltdowns and fights with people on his mukbang set. And I called out like a year before what I'm about to say happened, that you do know all of that is staged, right? You know all of that is completely fucking staged, right? You are aware that the content he makes is fetish content, right? It's feederism fetish.
It wasn't fetish content, it was rage bait content, because he told everybody that he was a vegan and that he was losing weight. He does the Amber Lynn Reed thing where he's like, "No guys, it's water weight. It's my diet. Like I'm going vegan to lose weight." And then he would do a mukbang where he would eat like 6 fucking Domino's pizzas. It's because oh no, I am losing weight. I am worried about my health or whatever, and then he would gain weight. It wasn't feederism content. Like are you adding another kink to your list, Lily? That's fucking disgusting.
He's a fetish YouTuber. That's what he does. That's what mukbang is.
Mukbang is not fetish content.
And they were like, well, actually, da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, but the main central point, like, they didn't really care about any of the other shit.
Anyway, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker.
He was fat, and so you could point and go, haha, he's fat and cringy. Then he did
Lily's fat and cringy. Everybody point and laugh. Fat and cringy. Everybody point and laugh.
There's a video where out of the blue, it's just like, hey, what's up? I've actually been losing weight the whole time, and I hid it from everybody. I pre-recorded.
Well, some feeders are into it, sure, in the same way that people who have, like, hand fetishes are into videos of people typing on keyboards. Like, it's not the purpose of the content. People will goon to anything. People will goon to literally anything, but that wasn't the purpose. That's not what mukbangs are. That's not, like, what a mukbang is designed to do, okay? There are people that, you know, jork it to mukbangs. I'm not denying that at all. But that's not what the content is for. In the same way that shoe commercials are not for people to jork it because they have a foot fetish. But I'm sure that, you know, shoe commercials do get jorked too. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
Recorded content for like several years. Haha! And it was like, there you go. Yeah, I was right the whole time. He bamboozled a bunch of people and made bank off of it.
Bamboozled.
He really was 2 steps ahead. Yeah. And of course, the end result from people who needed this guy in order to feel better about themselves, didn't want to admit that somebody had profited so completely off of their parasocial lunacy. They admittedly start trying to go, no, he's coping. He's not actually 2 steps ahead. He's coping. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he took off all that weight in just 2 years, and like pre-recorded 2 years worth of content, and then took off that weight that quickly, makes it very clear that this was not his actual lifestyle.
Obviously.
Like Lefty setting up fake GoFundMes to scam conservatives.
Also, like, what do you mean? It was his lifestyle for a while. Like, he did actually put on that weight. Like, he was that fat. He actually was that fat. It's not like he had on a fat suit. Obviously, to an extent, it was real. He did put on all that weight. There's also this isn't like an uncommon thing, which is surprising to me. But there are a lot of people that will gain weight intentionally, like not in like a kinky way, but they like get really fucking fat and then they lose all their weight and they're fucking jacked and shredded because they want to like just prove that they can do it. There are people. There's this guy that I follow on TikTok that's like a trucker, and he does that all the time. He puts on like 250, 300 pounds, and then he loses it in like 6 months, and then he's like yoked. He's like fucking jacked. It's bizarre, and it's like it's supposed to be like inspirational content, right? Like I can put on all this weight and I can lose it in a very quick amount of time. You can do it too. That's what it's meant to be. But it's just kind of bizarre. It's like you're killing yourself very rapidly by doing this to your heart and your liver and your kidneys, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's...
Dude pulled a Houdini on everyone. Oh, yeah, that was like, I saw that pop up, and I heard about that because of an anon came in and goes, hey, so you remember when you said, like, Nikocado Avocado was staging most of his stuff and basically just scamming the people who were, like, obsessed with making him a lol cow? Like, it's like, well, turns out you were right. They were still bitching about him after the weight loss by trying to invalidate, saying it doesn't count because he obviously used Ozempic. And?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ozempic doesn't count, guys. It doesn't count. It's cheating. It's a cheat code. It doesn't count. Ozempic also, we're going to see in like 10 years, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of class action lawsuits for Ozempic, because you know what Ozempic is for? Diabetes. It's off-label to prescribe it for weight loss, and there's like all kinds of crazy side effects. Like some people go fucking blind taking Ozempic. That shit does not count, okay? That shit does not count. You guys are cheating. You can't cheat with Ozempic. At Ethan Klein. Just kidding. Please don't sue me. Please don't subpoena me. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm sorry. My bad.
Doesn't matter if he used Ozempic or got liposuction.
I mean, it does.
You know how expensive that is?
It's cheating.
Oh, it doesn't count because let me check here, got a really expensive weight loss drug. Like,
Yeah,
if he used
cheating.
Ozempic to take off that kind of weight in 2 years, that only reinforces how much he milked off of you guys.
Oh, yeah.
It only reinforces how much money he fucking made off you people.
Back number. Always sincere apology. Oh, that's okay. I'm glad that I can add to the atmosphere.
Trust me, McKay being here is just really helps. My favorite thing.
Nothing happened with Oxy at all. Nothing. You can still get it. It's just a lot harder to get. They didn't really do anything about it. There wasn't any like settlements or anything like that. They were just like, no, we're not going to do that.
I think it was memes where it says me crying after reading the word Michigan, and it shows a clip of him doing just that. People who hate fat people will criticize them even if they lose weight because it's not really about health. They just like bullying people. I'm not owned. Screams of Kiwi Farms users. They turn.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love people that always want to improve their health. I have nothing but positive sentiments for people who want to improve their lifestyle and live a healthier, happier, more functional life by pursuing better dietary choices and getting more exercise in their routines. I actually applaud. I think it's very awesome that people lose weight. I think that's very brave. I think that's very good. I think that's very cool. But not with Ozempic, because that's cheating.
Into a corn cob. Make a video where he breaks up with his BF and cry every 3 days and people still believed it wasn't staged. Yep.
If I didn't have a soul, I would have started grifting. It's tempting because it's so easy.
We could say that Nikocado is one troll, the ultimate internet troll. I don't know. There was a different one. And I saw this pop up like in 2 different places. I saw it on MK, and then I saw somebody in Anon linking me to a fucking sad cringe post about it.
Hang on, I'm waiting for this to load. No.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Of course Lily thinks pill popping is no big deal.
Yeah, of course not, dude. Just take a pill, make all your problems go away. Very true. That's the laziness that people warn you about. That's the biblical sloth that they foretold in the Bible. Everybody witness, thank you, Bylonic. Like, the reality of weight loss, and everybody hates the steak, the reality of weight loss is that shit like liposuction, shit like gastric bypass, Ozempic, shit like that, it doesn't work. And the reason that it doesn't work is you're not changing your lifestyle. You anticipate that you are, that this is going to fix everything, but you have not addressed the root issue, which is your diet and your consumption. And if that is never addressed, you will gain all that weight right back. Because believe it or not, if you don't change your eating habits, it doesn't matter if they literally cut all of the fat off of your body. It's just going to come right back because you're not making changes to your lifestyle. Lifestyle changes and consistency in making healthier choices and exercise are what help maintain that after the fact. That's why if you just get like fucking liposuction, or you just get gastric bypass, or you just take Ozempic, as soon as you stop taking Ozempic, what happens? Your appetite comes back and you have not unlearned any of these behaviors. So you're just going to get fat again. That's the problem with it.
But basically a prank YouTuber with 2 different videos, like kissing my actual mom prank and kissing my actual sister prank. Anyway, the woman in those videos, it was the same woman in those videos, and it was his girlfriend.
Yep.
And it's like, you do realize how this business model works, right? See, this was always kind of the problem with Gen Z reinvigorating cringe culture, is the fact that cringe culture is so irrational, it's very easy to exploit. It's always the people who scream the loudest about not being something that often are. The more they scream they're not sheep, the more they are sheep. Ooh, yeah.
I think it's oxytocin is the one that is more difficult to get. Oxycontin is not like as heavily restricted, but it's basically the same fucking thing. I mean, it's not basically the same thing, but you know what I mean. So like oxytocin, yeah, oxytocin is the one that's pretty difficult to get. Yeah, oxytocin is the one that fucks bitches up. I mean, instead of oxycodone, it's oxycodone. Oxycodone is what is currently used, which is most used. I don't think that they use oxytocin anymore. It's oxycodone. Oxycodone, hydrocodone, codeine. Those are like the main painkillers. Gabapentin's another one that isn't really addictive. But there's apparently like a class action lawsuit for gabapentin. Gabapentin lawsuit. There's like a huge lawsuit for gabapentin. I think that people were... I think that people are like going... I want to say they're going blind. Gabapentin side effects bad 2025. I remember just reading about this. I can't remember what it was. But it was gabapentin. Something is... They just found another... Oh, it's cognitive impairment. That's what it is. It like exponentially increases your risk of dementia. And gabapentin is usually prescribed like really, really, really regularly for chronic pain because it's not addictive and it builds up in your system over time. So it lasts a lot longer as well. You don't have to like continually take it once you've like built up enough of it in your system. But they just came out and they said that gabapentin like just like blows your shit up as far as risk for dementia and cognitive problems. So that was kind of scary. I'm sorry. Oxycontin, oxytocin, oxycodone. Oxycontin is the one that they don't really prescribe anymore. No, oxytocin. Oh my fucking god. Oxytocin versus oxycodone versus oxy... What did I just say? Oxytocin, oxycontin. No. I'm having a stroke. There are so many different oxys, but it's the codone is the painkiller that's in it. The prefix is the peptides. So oxytocin is a natural hormone produced by the body that plays a role in... No, I'm fucking stupid. Kill me. Euthanize me. Oxytocin is like the brain chemical. It's oxycodone and... What's the other one? Oh, it's oxycontin. That's what I'm thinking of. Fuck me. Oxycontin. Oxycontin versus oxycodone. Jesus Christ. Too many oxy words. Okay. Oxycodone is an opiate. Active ingredient is a number of narcotic pain medications, including Percocet, Percodan, and OxyContin. OxyContin is a specific brand name for a pain medication in the opioid class that contains an extended release version of oxycodone. It's OxyContin is the one that they don't do anymore because it's extended release, and it's like super fucking dangerous and super fucking addictive. Sorry, allow me to crash the fuck out. My bad, sorry.
Yep.
Here's a brick of money, and yeah, people should curate the content they watch. It's way too easy to get fleas if you don't. Learn that the hard way.
Thank you so much. I did have a post come up a little while ago of somebody going... Yeah, here it is.
Here it is, guys.
Like, sometimes I think YouTube has something against you because I get those fucking June the King and other slander pieces. One was calling you a Baldur's Gate pick-me girl for some reason.
True, based.
Recommended frequently. I don't watch drama videos, but I guess because I...
Has Lily Orchard ever made a video about a piece of media that she likes? Because I feel like every single fucking video that she makes is like, this is why this game is total fucking dog shit, and this is why this movie fucking sucks. Like, she's such a pretentious dickbag. It's like, can you not enjoy anything? Like, there's obviously the media critique is like part of if, you know, you're doing that kind of shit. But does she have anything fucking positive to say about anything other than fucking Kingdom Hearts? That's like the only fucking game. Again, I think it's so telling that the beginning and the end of her engagement with media is like literal fucking children's media. It's like you have the depth of a kiddie pool. Like, it's so embarrassing, dude. It's so embarrassing.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Oxycontin killed my dad. His doctors kept over-prescribing to him. Opioids terrify him to this day.
Yeah, opioids are actually really fucking scary because you build up such a strong dependency to them, and it's so easy to overdose on opioids. It's very scary. I like avoid opiate-based painkillers like the plague. When I got my wisdom teeth out, I think I took like 1 or 2 hydros. That was it. Every other serious time where I've needed like pain stuff, I'm like, no, I don't want it. I'm like, I do not want it. I don't want the hydros. I don't want the oxys. I don't want them because they're like fucking crazy addictive. Like, I think the statistic is like an overwhelming amount of people like begin their spiral in addiction with prescribed painkillers. And I think that's fucking crazy. And I'm very sorry to hear about your dad. That's very sad. I'm sorry, Awa. Yeah. If you guys are going to do anything, don't do fucking downers, dude. Let me tell you. Witness, thank you very much for the 5.
Clicked on not interested in the past, that still counts as interaction. But for weeks, I just scroll past YouTube drama, never interacting with it. I follow several LGBT or POC creators. Every time I block one, another one seems to pop up. I know it's a mix of transphobia, misogyny, and stalking by several fandoms and general trash people, but it's just unusual how many videos.
The other thing that's crazy too about opiate painkillers is that you build up a tolerance for them like so fucking fast. My grandma had rheumatoid arthritis, and she just was not healthy. And she was taking an obscene amount of pain medication. And she kept going back and asking for more and asking for more and asking for more because she built up such a tolerance to it that she would have to take, enough fucking hydros or enough oxys to actually kill someone because she built up such an incredible tolerance to it. Opioids are fucking scary, dude. They're fucking scary.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Opioids, not a banonce.
100%, you guys. Dare to resist drugs and violence, okay? Write that down. Thank you, Bionic. Everybody witness, please.
Videos I get recommended by you. Yet I almost never get recommended videos by you. Even though I am a subscriber since your first core video. And I basically said this. YouTube is, I almost never get recommended videos by you, even though I'm a subscriber since your first core video. This is actually an explanation to the whole YouTube doesn't notify me of your videos anymore. Subscribing to a channel, and this is the important part I need like Zoomers to hear. Subscribing to a channel doesn't put them on the front page. YouTube changed that 12 years ago. If you want to get videos of a channel you're subscribed to, you have to click on the subscription tab.
Or you can just check your subscription tab like a normal person.
12 years ago, it used to be that the front page was your subscriptions. And then YouTube changed it so that the recommended was on your front page. There's no option that does not involve clicking the subscription tab. You have to do it. This isn't TikTok. You can't just languish in your For You page. That's where your subscriptions go. This is why subscriptions don't matter anymore. The viewer has stopped using this tab. And I'll be honest, it's not just Zoomers. I've caught myself doing it. I've caught myself just skimming the front page and realizing, fuck, I haven't checked my subscriptions in like 3 weeks.
That's a you problem. It's all that
and then
order
later,
roll.
you've genuinely improved my YouTube experience. My algorithm has been suggesting me awful content for months, drama channels, and AI Reddit videos.
Brave.
I thought YouTube was just becoming increasingly shit until I read.
Guys, one's in chat. If I have genuinely improved your YouTube experience, one's in chat, please. That's beautiful.
Your post about switching to the subscription tab. There's so many good videos I missed out on because they just never showed up on the front page. I can't believe the solution was so simple. It's almost embarrassing that I couldn't think of doing that myself. Thank you for restoring my sanity. Confirms my long-held suspicion that the increasing cry of YouTube isn't notifying me of your videos is down to people not getting off the front page. Thank you. I'm so old, I remember being upset about that change. Oh, yeah. Thank you for me. Ah, thanks for the tip. It's so amazing how so many people don't know this.
It's amazing.
It is genuinely concerning because
genuinely concerning. We should tell someone about this.
Like, it's right fucking there.
Yeah, you just click on that. Dipshit YouTubers are getting their channels killed because people are too stupid to do this one hack. It's clicking the subscription tab. Wow, this is a strong message. This is a strong message. I wonder if maybe people just aren't watching your content because it fucking sucks. It's the Xander Hall effect. The algorithm's out to get me. It's the fucking new meta for YouTube. It's the fucking RPM. It's the way that things are deboosted. I'm shadow banned. YouTube is now a conservative, hate-filled platform. It's not. It could never possibly be that your content is fucking ass. It could never be that. It could never be that.
I'm actually surprised. Checking it right now, lol. Your thoughts on the YouTuber Turf Nation? I have no idea who that is. But the healthy thing is to just stop watching drama content. Stop engaging with it. Stop being tempted to engage with it. Because at the end of the day,
At the end of the day.
If the accusations
Here's the
against
kicker.
the YouTuber held any water,
Here's the
they
kicker.
would be going to a lawyer, not a YouTuber. I've had people come to me. It's like, hey, I have information on this YouTuber. Can you help me signal boost it? To which I simply told them, I am not a lawyer. You need a lawyer.
No, it's because if you get in the pig pen, unfortunately, you're going to get your ass beat. You can stay and get your ass beat. You can stay and get your ass beat, or you can stay and get your ass beat. You're afraid to get in the ring. That's actually what it is. That's why you have this little gay echo chamber right here. You're too scared to engage with people because you would get absolutely fucking bodied. Because unfortunately, unlike critiquing fucking Avatar The Last Airbender, when you're levying allegations and accusations and platforming shit like that, people are going to criticize you and want to talk to you and want explanations and justifications for the things that you say and the things that you report on. But, you know, it's safe and secure in your cozy little, the 10 things that I hate about fucking Dora the Explorer. That's why. It's because you're a pussy.
I'm surprised you got recommended a Tom Scott video, Lamel. Yeah, I watch Tom Scott videos a lot.
I am about to cross the road.
I am about to cross a road.
I like that laugh.
People want clout, not justice. Yep, they want clout, they want attention, and they don't want justice at all.
They want the Maury Povich.
Yep, they want Maury Povich.
That's why everybody's on the internet, bitch. Welcome to the
I
game.
am here with Norm. do you all like the desktop art?
No.
I'm very proud of this.
No, I don't. Why is this like a claw? I don't.
No thoughts, head empty, is getting scritches. Life is good.
Life is good, guys. Life is good.
Yes, it's lovely. Love them. Yes, it's cute. I bring this up, of course, because like the kicker, like this isn't just
Here's
a
the
those
kicker,
people
guys.
problem.
Here's the kicker, guys.
I've caught my own viewers getting caught in parasocial hatred. I have had to actively ban certain topics from the server after a while. Like when H-Bomb's last video came out 2 years ago. I basically told the server goes after 2 weeks, it's like there's going to be a 2-week grace period, and then all discussion about James Somerton and Illuminati has to stop because after a certain point you have to move the fuck on. Yep. And we've had a no gossiping rule in the server for a while because
no gossiping allowed.
My
guys.
own audience is not immune.
How boring. How boring. No gossiping. You guys are only allowed to talk about the PBS TV show Arthur. That's the only thing you guys are allowed to talk about in my Discord. How fucking gay.
To this. The important part is that, like, last H-Bomber video was 2 years ago.
Yep.
I actually recently, like, I had to cut a bunch of pledges because of revenue dropping. And so, like, my pledge to H-Bomb had to be one of those because, for no other reason than just because it's been 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta cut someone, and it's gonna be the one who hasn't done anything in 2 years. So it's like, not really personal. Someone will probably
That's
never
not personal, guys.
I just switched.
Is there, like, anything of noteworthy value in here? Oh, I need my emotional support transcript. Hang on. I need to wait for it to load. Can I pop this out? No. Why? Why can't I pop it out? Okay. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna put on background music for you guys, because I don't hate you. Yeah, let's try this. This looks promising.
Over this shit, and like some people just coming out with these things, and I'm just like, I don't know what you expect me to say, sir. This is a Wendy's. I guess they think it's like because I'm a survivor, because I'm an incest survivor. They think like if they confess to this, it'll like piss me off, but like it doesn't. You go make your bad decisions on your own. I'm a firm believer in fuck around and find out.
Ironic. We don't like finding out. We love fucking around, but we hate finding out. Ironic.
It's just more the fact that I don't let myself get emotionally worked up about the dumb shit other people do.
Obviously.
I can barely get Twitch to work on my end since I live in an area with internet signal strength of a potato. Yeah, that's got me scratching my head. I'm 95% sure it's fake, but you never know. You never know. Just people saying that they're in an incestuous relationship consensually. I mean, that does happen, but it's like...
No, it doesn't.
Very rare, like 1 in 7,000.
Yep.
That's an odd statistic.
Have better luck finding a unicorn.
I had somebody ask me about that. It's like, how come in discussions about incest, it's always about abuse, and never discussions about, like, consensual incest? And I said, well, it's because abusive incest happens about...
Oh, here we go.
This one's another one. Gen Alpha's out of control and teachers are quitting. You see a lot of videos like this. And it's mostly just, like, it's either like one or two videos of a teenager mouthing off to a teacher, which is something that every generation has done. There's always that kid in class who tells the teacher to go fuck themselves. Like, a 15-year-old told their teacher to go fuck, like, oh, Gen Alpha's out of control. This 15-year-old told their teacher to go fuck themselves.
Gen Alpha's out of control because they have, like, zero fucking discipline. And if they don't have their phone glued to their fucking hand, they will crash the fuck out. There's just like there is like a very serious problem in the discipline in younger generations. That is certainly a thing. Not surprising. Not surprising.
First of all, 15-year-olds are Gen Z. Second of all, every generation has had 15-year-olds tell teachers to go fuck themselves.
It's not about go fuck yourselves. It's about like trying to fist fight teachers. That's a pretty new thing. It's because youth don't respect like authority anymore. And depending on, you know, how you feel about like fuck the man or whatever the fuck, sure. But the problem is that they don't have respect for authority. They don't see teachers as an authority. They don't see, you know, anybody in a position of like elevated status, whether it's a teacher, a cop, a nurse, a doctor, their parents, it doesn't matter. That I could not imagine being in like high school and somebody in the school tried to fist fight one of the fucking teachers. That would be insane. That would be fucking unheard of. That's actually pretty regular now. They get up in their faces, they fucking scream at them and all this other shit. Like, you would quietly talk shit about your teacher behind their back like a normal fucking person. You would not square up with your teacher in the middle of fucking class. That is new. That is new. That is a new phenomenon. That is very new.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Lily, you tried to stop your teacher with a pencil.
Yeah, I mean, game recognizes game. You know how it be. Thank you, Mystic Blue, for the 199 witness, guys.
You're a teenager, telling your teacher to go fuck themselves is God-given right.
Oh yeah, like, it is straight up, like teenagers have a rebellious phase, like.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're going through a rebellious phase. And a lot of it is just this one on the right, where you just have a teacher telling you what happened. Now, I would be deeply suspicious of any teacher who makes drama content out of their students.
Right.
Like if I found out that if I had kids and I found out their teacher was making TikTok videos shit-talking them, I would be like, I am taking this to the school board and I am getting you fired. Holy fucking shit, how are you this terminally online? But like, you only have their word for it that this is real. And so much of this shit is rage bait. This one here has a video, Stop Falling for Rage Bait, and most of her videos are about her falling for rage bait. It's just people who look at the last 5 fucking TikToks they watch and go, society is cooked, and start making an hysterical moral panic video out of it. Fuck all of them. Fuck anyone who engages in this kind of content. Yep. I think I've caught you doing that a couple times, where I've seen you scroll Tumblr, like a post, scroll, like a post, scroll, like a post, and I'm just like, how are you reading those that quickly? And you went, huh.
Yeah, that's.
It's an addiction. Me today, on God. Yeah, need to be investigated. Yeah, it's just, people get into these addictive spirals. And admittedly, social media is kind of designed to get you addicted. Because, it's kind of how your brain works, is that your brain, it's like the difference between eating bread and eating fucking protein. Your body can basically, the easy serotonin is stuff your brain can get easy and burns easily.
Oh, yeah.
This is why you can scroll and scroll and scroll, and then the moment you put your phone down, you feel like shit. Conversely, if you spend 3 hours cleaning your kitchen, you feel great.
Oh, yeah.
You feel exhausted. You feel like you're exhausted, your muscles might be aching. Your fingers are probably aching, but God, you feel great.
Oh, yeah.
People tend to gravitate toward instant gratification. Yep, because it's easier.
Wait, what is she talking about? What makes you feel great?
Fucking protein. Your body can basically, the easy serotonin is stuff your brain can get you like shit. Conversely, if you spend 3 hours cleaning your kitchen, you feel great.
Oh, yeah.
You feel exhausted. You feel like you're exhausted, your muscles might be aching.
I gotta be totally honest with you guys. I've never felt like that from cleaning. It's because I'm not a lazy piece of shit, and I actually get up and walk around more than once a month. I've never been, physically beaten into the ground from cleaning because, 1, I don't live in fucking squalor, and 2, I'm not a fat fuck, and I'm not lazy, okay? Come on, dude. Oh my God, I did 3 hours of cleaning and I was shot. Okay, grow up. What else we got in here? There's got to be something good here. There has to be. D&D, don't care. A lot of dead air in here, I see. There's no nuance. No one has nuance. Hilarious. There's not really anything great in here. And that's really all that's in here. Ugh, boring. How fucking boring. How absolutely fucking incredibly boring. How tragically sad and boring, you guys. How sad, how sad. I was hoping for something better, but it's the same shit that we've heard time and time and time and time and time again, unfortunately. Very surprised. I'm very surprised. Oh, this is brand new information. Yeah, it's boring. It's boring. I love cleaning shit. It feels so good. I love cleaning. It's nice. It's great. I love having a clean home. It's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah, this shit be boring as fuck, bro. This shit be boring as fuck, bro. She is very boring. We need somebody to like make like a supercut of all of her shit. Like that clips out all the dead air and all the gasps and whatever the fuck. That's what we need. Okay. We are going to do the Becky stream. Yeehaw, girly pops. We're going to do the Becky stream. That's what we're going to do. I am going to go piss girl and Smokey Pokey, and I'll be right back, and we will watch the Beckett KP video. Okay. Love you guys lots. I will BRB. Everybody behave, please, and thank you. Enjoy your key jangling. All right, potato chips, I am back. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Bean, thanks for the 5 bud. I appreciate it. Everybody witness, please. I think that's my favorite thing. Again, another thing that's like so fascinating about like internet liars and stuff like that to me is like anybody that has like a normal fucking life and their life doesn't fucking suck can see like right through the facade of whatever the fuck Lily is trying to do with her life, you know? Very sad. All right, guys, let's lock in and shit talk KP. Something wicked this way comes, and it's a white woman.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Holy fucking shit, guys. Okay. How we doing? So, first, Cool Anime Girls member for 11 months with a load of ice cream for Zaint. Much appreciated, I'm sure. Listic D member for 2 months at Seething. Chat, it is 2 a.m. Don't you dare make me do my job in here today. Listen, we'll be good, guys. Spotweller. With member performance at Seething. Thank you very much. Hope you are all doing good, and you too, Beckett. Much appreciated. How we doing, guys? Listen, I haven't been live in a couple of days. It has been fucking non-stop. My day job is really fucking busy, and I basically got up super early. Like, I've had like 4 hours sleep to like finish a project, and I found that much more of it was done than I realized. And I was like, oh, I've got a little bit of extra time. Let's come talk to chat and talk about some of the stuff that's going on, because fuck, there's so much going on. Future Nightmare Games with the 10 euros. Screw it, I'll say it. Kainstein has every right to defend herself from the Hassanist apartheid state. I will always remember Dogtober 7th. From the dog bed to the tree, Kaya will be free. It's Kaya. Yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about that. Dude, how is this dude? Hey, Via Quiet, thank you for the raid. How is this dude gone from the point of...
Please don't. No, I don't want to talk about Hassan. No.
Diorio.
I don't want to talk about Hassan.
I think 30 prongs. Yeah.
Please, I don't want to talk about Hassan. Please, no.
Did Nick tweet it out?
Hassan's bad. Whatever. Please, no. Right. It's bad. What do you want me to say? Come on.
I'm like, there
we go. This is what I want.
Okay. I don't know whether to do this at the end. I also want to talk about Ethan Ralph. There's Ethan Ralph news for the first time in ages. Fuck it. Fuck it, let's talk about the strike. Let's talk about the strike. Also, the Halloween art's coming on nicely, so... Fuck me. Yeah, Ralph Mail. We got Ralph Mail news. I was very surprised to hear, like, Ralph Mail news. It seems like...
My community is a safe space from the Hassan discourse. This is a safe space, okay?
Like the dumbest drama possible as well. It seems incredibly fucking retarded. I'm like, dude, this is gonna be fucking great. Okay. Listen, I didn't want to do like a dedicated stream to this. It didn't feel like there's enough meat there just for me to sit here and go, poor me, I got struck. She struck my channel. I am being cyberbullied by a much larger YouTuber. The great and powerful I Love Kim Possible has struck me. I listen, how am I gonna cope? Okay, so firstly, let's just talk about what happened. So I knew a while ago, probably about a week ago, that KP was starting to strike the channels, or said that she had struck the channels to Lyo. The first one of those strikes rolled in through to like Opblock got a strike. I believe Slugs got a strike, but I haven't seen that. That's just what I've been told. And I got struck. I think that's, yeah, it's like 4 of us.
And
so,
hidden heroin.
Fuck
Hidden
KP
heifer.
in chat. Hell fucking yeah, brother. Thank you for the 2, Panda. So basically, she struck channel. Now, it's interesting what she has struck, and we'll get into that. But most importantly, yes, she did strike me. Indeed, for watching somebody else's video, as far as I can tell, I haven't actually watched what the timestamps are for this. I'm actually not entirely 100% sure on that. I didn't even bother checking. Because I know it's bullshit. Now, to be clear, that stream is still up and will be for the next couple of days. I cannot do anything. I cannot appeal this. I cannot contest it until the video is actually removed after the 7 days have elapsed. YouTube does this to basically give her the opportunity to either reach out to the creator and be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I should be clear. I believe an email has been sent from us to KP going, you know this is a false strike. What the fuck are you doing? Because that's, yeah, frankly, part of the process in the long term. But once that goes through, the stream will be taken down because it'll be contested, and we'll appeal it then. We will appeal because this is a false strike. There is no copyright infringement here. So, there are a couple of things you should be aware of. Firstly, KP sent a message to Lyo, which basically said, I would warn your little friends I have sent, as in already pending, DMCA takedowns of anything, both videos and streams, using private or leaked information.
It's crazy that she turned out to be like the supervillain in this story. Again, you guys, we could have fucking saved her. Not that anybody wanted to. But like, if somebody would have just said, hey, this is like the dumbest shit ever. Like, she quite literally has made herself into like the super evil Karen bitch of YouTube right now. Congratulations.
Commentary within their right, but anything more is a violation of my privacy boundaries and threatens my safety. I think we both know that going to the police when somebody is sexually harassing you on the internet is a moot point. You have my consent to warn others. So firstly, KP is apparently accusing me, according from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, of sexually harassing her through my content, which, of course she fucking is. What else would she do? This woman thinks everyone sexually harasses her. She's a fucking nut job. But as for the DMCA strikes for privacy or leaks, that's not what the DMCA system is there for. That is what privacy complaints are there for. She attempted to get the video taken down by a privacy complaint and failed. It did not work, because there is no private information being given. Now, as for, has this been tested in a court of law? Yes, many stuff like this from, like, if, let's say I can test this and KP took me to court, I am very, very confident I would win that case, insanely confident, because, you know, there's even examples from, like, the mid-2000s. I think it's a case of something to do with a company with voting machines. Basically, their internal emails were leaked, and that was their justification for DMCA claiming an archive of those emails and to remove the hyperlinks. The court ruled against them, and basically said, fuck you, you now owe the defendants a load of money. Because, yeah, you can't do this. This isn't what
because
DMCA
fuck you, bitch, that's
for.
why. Hell
her
yeah.
original responses are of public interest in this story. They are relevant. Her Q&A is relevant. She handed these over willingly to people. They were not hacked from her. They were not stolen from her. She handed copies of her responses over to other parties. Those parties then provided those documents. There is, again, no illegal or illicit activity happening here. Also, it's important to note that any calls, this is an interesting one, I don't think many people know, do you know that you don't own Discord calls? Discord does. Fun fact for you. And also, in KP's Q&A, she uses ChatGPT. You cannot copyright strike for...
She used ChatGPT. That's so funny. ChatGPT, please write me an apology for accusing people of false rape allegations.
ChatGPT stuff. It's just not protected. So there's multiple levels here at which this is not protected. Hidden's video is transformative. It is covered. It is also satirical and has been completely, and it's used for commentary. You can look at things like the Sargon of Akkad case with Aquila, obviously, where he literally just re-uploaded clips of her and won under satire. Again, this stuff has been long settled in court. KP doesn't have a fucking leg to stand on. And by her own admission is only doing this because she wants to shut people up. Now, interestingly, I made a little edit I made a little edit. Yen Short pointed this out to me. I completely forgotten this was in here. But this is a clip from KP's August response audio. Now, I have edited this with visuals from her DA Games video because they fit really well and because I am far more talented than KP is, who is a fucking hack. But we're just gonna have a little watch, have a little look-see. Because KP right now is trying to take down our content because she is upset at what we're saying about her. And that it's some sort of violation of privacy. It's complete bollocks. But please enjoy.
In DA Games, they loved me. They sent me 3 legal requests, including 2 that they used dummy accounts to send me. Pause to read if you want to. And we can't forget DA Games trying to get me to sign an NDA to even look into the Chris behavior patterns. So they...
To my recollection as well, the NDA was specifically if they were going to tell her about, like, the outcome of an internal investigation. If you're not, like, within a company, then yeah, you're not privy to the way that they do their internal investigations or what the outcomes of those are. So that sounds like actually kind of fucking normal, right? To like say, hey, we're willing to give you like this information, but I need you to sign an NDA because we don't really reveal this to anybody. But
they seem more focused in silencing the people that actually had criticism than
actually that'd be super fucking awesome. Don't smoke in bed. That'd be great.
Addressing and correcting the actual criticism.
Isn't it funny that we've come full circle? You absolute fucking hack. You fucking hack.
Get her.
Now listen, there is other things that are going on behind the scenes with KP. From what I understand, I've heard things on the wind and rumors in the mill. And I'm just going to be straight up with people. KP is a vicious, vindictive, malicious bitch, and she deserves no quarter, as far as I'm concerned. This is a woman who will quite happily go for actual life ruination.
True, very true.
She's no different from doxers. Realistically speaking, she's no different from doxers. She's trying to leverage threats against people, from what I've heard, given information that she's privy to. This woman deserves nothing, no sympathy, anything else. And I want to be clear as well.
Mostly because she's a woman.
I've heard people say, do you think this can take her channel down? Firstly, I doubt it, because YouTube tends not to take that kind of action. Secondly,
tragic.
I don't want it to. Anybody who's considering reporting KP's channel, anyone who's considering trying to get it taken off the internet, I want it on note and record that you should not do that, and I will explain to you why. Because KP deserves to have that channel up for the rest of her life. It deserves to be preserved.
She needs to be guilty enough. She needs to like live with her failures. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It should be preserved in multiple fucking places, as far as I'm concerned, because I want her to look at that channel in years to come and wonder what the fuck happened to her life when she is sat in a puddle of her own piss. Okay?
Hell yeah, get her!
Ultimately can do more damage to her now than benefit. Anyone she ever tries to work with in the future will be able to search her name, and you want her to have as big a footprint as possible so people find it easy to find out what is going on, what has gone on with this woman.
Very true.
Like, honestly, don't let her run away. Don't let her fucking hide. Frankly, if she had any sense, she'd be trying to delete her channel herself. So do not let her. And also, I want her to come back and make content because I'm going to continue making content on her. Like, again.
Like I said, I think the thing that would fix all of this, and it's just true, and I'm always right, KP should do like an unscripted live stream while she's high as fuck. I think that would fix everything. I think that she should get like as high as humanly fucking possible and then just boot up a live and just do a Q&A. I think that would fix everything.
This woman, I don't think she should be allowed to just disappear into the background, frankly. I don't think, because once that channel is gone, by the way, once that bits of these footprints are removed, in years to come, she will wait a decade, because that's what she did with Saberspark and Chris. She will say, oh, this guy Beckett from Cope and Seethe, he harassed me. He was so mean to me, and I'm just a girl, and I was just trying to do the right thing and protect children. Nope.
I'm just a girl, and my life is a nightmare.
Don't let her get away with it. Do not let her run away from it. So I get it. People want to like fuck with this woman. I fully understand. But if you want my opinion, it is that KP's channel should be left well alone and preserved in several locations. You got a bit of time, go and archive it. Listen, honest to God, do not let her forget. Archive the videos around this. Archive everything. Because this woman wants to run from the truth. She wants to run from accountability, which is apparently so fucking important to her. Don't let her. Do not let her.
Get her ass.
That's my thoughts and opinions on that. And honestly,
get her ass.
Listen, this is her projected subscriber growth over the next
that's
fucking
so
several years.
That's so funny.
She's fucked, guys.
She's fucked.
Also, Malcolm released this on his stream.
Oh,
and
that's me.
She's very clear.
Oh, we fucking know that guy. Oh my, hey. That's so crazy. That's so funny. Yeah, I literally like jolted awake in a cold sweat. And I was like, oh my fucking God. KP messaged me about this and I totally forgot. Like, just waking up like that. And I was like, oh fuck, I totally forgot about this. Very funny, very funny. Yeah, my official advice as KP's PR media connoisseur is that she should smoke as much weed as humanly possible Like I'm talking like let's do like 3 grams worth of dabs, and then just immediately boot up the live stream. I think that would fix everything. That is my official statement.
Clearly was going for clout. I have a big upcoming expose and wanted to know if you wanted any dib rights to it as far as coverage.
I should have said yes to this. I fucked myself over so hard. I should have been like, yes, bitch, give it to me.
Right off the bat, this woman was going for, I want to do the maximum damage and I want clout. It was always about clout. It was forever about clout.
Forever clout.
Also, Toonshi sent me a load of the text, the tweets she put out as well, so thanks to Toonshi, because I hadn't actually seen them. Let me just go to grab some of these. I mean, look at the fucking state of this shit. It's Expose Week. Just call me Moses, because I'm about to bring down some plagues.
This is my favorite KP meme, where she is Moses. That's my favorite one. It's very offensive to me as a Catholic. Very offensive to me.
For her, on herself, apparently. But yeah, like, right from the off, time to kick some pedo and rapist ass tomorrow. KP knew what she was doing. This was always about clout. It was always about clout, okay? No ifs and buts, whatevers. It was always about clout. Fuck this bitch. So yes, she struck my channel. She struck Hidden. Hidden has a short video out talking about the situation. I know a few people have been atting YouTube and things. I don't expect anything to happen off the back of that because it literally never does. There are routes, and I'm in the fortunate position where I probably can at least reach out to people who can maybe help me if things go astray. But this is not the first time my channel's been struck. I'm not particularly fazed by it, if I'm completely honest. I'm not really worried about it because again, we've been struck before. I do expect more strikes to roll in. I am actually genuinely surprised that they haven't. So we'll see what happens. But this is clearly malicious.
What happens.
Don't let it go away with that. Kickin, member for 9 months. Just a little wink for you, Becky. Thank you, Kickin. Good morning to you. Thank you for the 9 months. You can stream the video I sent you. Wait, which video did you send me?
Why is everything in slow motion? What's going on?
Hold on, let me have a look at my fucking.
Everything's in slow motion. This is so slow.
Oh, I haven't actually watched this yet.
Oh,
the following video.
What is this?
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Let's have a look. When was this? 2 years ago? Yeah, yes, we can have a little look.
The following video is a little more indecent.
So this is blindly reacting to cringe KP possible fan art. Okay, I don't know why you sent this to me, but we'll have a look. Fuck it. This is meant to be a fuck around stream. I can't listen. I went live with 10 minutes notice, and 180 of you have shown up. That's completely mental. Thank you. I just thought I'd be streaming to like 50 people. The fuck. Okay. I've been doing this for like over a year, like well over a year now. Like we're coming up to 2 years that this channel's existed. I'm still consistently surprised when everyone actually shows up to watch me. Anyway, be careful. It's full not safe. Well, okay. Well, I'm not gonna watch. Well, thank you. Okay, hold on a second. Let's censor it then. Where's my censor thing? What do you mean it's full not safe for work? How is this up? How is this up? Well, okay. Where's my censor? Can't show that on YouTube.
Oh, there's bad stuff in
Make
here.
it even bigger.
Oh,
sure. Kickin. I wasn't allowed to
protect
say
your
that in the
modesty.
message.
Protect your modesty. Disgusting.
Hold on, let me have a little
Good
flick
material.
through it. Let me have a little flick through it. What is this? Dude, what the fuck is this video? What? Dude, hey, how you doing? Listen, it's rare that I go live at this time in the morning, but it does happen.
All right, give me
Part of
more.
it is I'm just waiting on people. I'm using ability to piss off anybody who's nice. Like, things I've heard about, like how she's treated people over the year who did anything for her. Listed vid, it's full of not safe for work stuff, dude. Naked Mpreg art of KP. Of
What?
Impossible.
No!
There is fucking badly censored Mpreg art in this fucking video.
What's the name of this video? No shot. I don't believe it. What's the name of this video? What's this video called? Hang on. Oh, it's fucking unlisted. Never mind. It won't matter anyway. Fuck. God damn it.
Own shit. I'm like, yeah, sure. Deleted Brainy Video Archive. Just curious, have you used my channel as a source for any of your Brainy related coverage? I don't think so. I might have done.
You're not that important,
but
bitch.
I don't think so.
You're not that important,
if I
bitch.
have, it's from searching through the video and it just happened to be up on your channel. I haven't noticed. But you know, DM me on Twitter if you think you have something interesting that I should say. But so much of this stuff is still up, or I end up going and finding it on the fucking Internet Archive or some shit. Dude, I need to find like FNGR's old videos, and there's like a video of like Metica fighting with FNGR, which is quite funny. I need to find that. But yeah, you see a live stream about Vincent Martin collaborating with KP. Dude, no, I don't think Vincent's that stupid. Actually, I think.
Dude, that would be Kino fucking content. That would be Kino fucking content, dude. That would be awesome. Please do a video with Vincent Martin. You guys could literally hear the reverberation from the emptiness of their skulls. That's so funny. That is so funny. Please. Please.
Yep, well, actually, fuck, you never know. I had a nice chat with Vincent Martin, actually. Tom should do a video on KP. Dude, that would be actually next level. I don't think
June the King.
Too under the radar.
June the King.
These days. We'll see. I mean, if it fucking breaches containment more, she is like randomly fucking striking like multiple creators. I think the story of KP is really interesting because it is literally a big creator like falling off insanely hard into lolcowdom, like in a way that I've just is quite rare because usually big creators like this will just disappear into the ether. But KP decided that it was a good idea to endlessly continue like trying to become successful. I mean, her channel is a fucking graveyard. She had no process for anything. It's actually quite shocking talking to some of her former staff just how horrific it was fucking working for her. I need to, I've got interviews with Mads, I've got interviews with Alex, who was her former, basically channel head. He basically ran her community for a significant period of time. And he's just like, yeah, fuck this bitch. Wait, you spoke to Vincent? I did speak to Vincent. It was very pleasant. We had a nice, pleasant chat. I think he expected me to come on and scream at him. I was just like, nah, man, I'm fine. I think Vincent is funny. I thought his last video was boring. That's my biggest criticism of Vincent at the moment. I think his last video was boring. Parry, why do you have a Discord necklace? Because it is Halloween, and this is my Halloween costume. How are you, Parry? How you doing, buddy? KP is dying, but she's still trying to get the views so she can make bank, but it's not working. Well, the truth is she doesn't make any money from a channel because everything gets copyright claimed, from what I understand. That's why that was her excuse for never paying her staff. But did you interview the real Kim Possible?
Why did it get copyright struck? Is it because she's showing clips? That's why she wasn't paying people, is because she was too stupid to not like make sure that they were ad friendly. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. That would be very disturbing. Though, you know what?
Disturbing.
If anybody knows the voice actress for Kim Possible, let me know. Do we have any new op updates? I don't know what you mean by op updates. Do you mean like fucking Falgi op block updates? I think Falgi's just viciously tweeting at YouTube. You're too distracting when writing math essays, Beckett. Stop playing lo-fi beats. Okay, I'll switch up to radio broadcast style. If I wanted to, in bad faith, support I Love KP, how would I go about doing so? I think the best bad faith support of KP... Dude, how would you even do that at this point? KP is... What's the most charitable take you can give KP?
She has brain damage.
KP had a yeast infection in her vagina that has eaten away a section of her brain, and therefore...
Based!
Who is,
Based, true.
Brain dead.
Based and true, yep.
Yen found out K-Huck paid Vincent to moan, 100% true. Based, thank you for the 2. I think the best defense you could give, dude. I think the best defense you could give KP is that KP is, okay, so you fuck off, guys. There was this guy who ran somebody over, killed somebody in a hit and run, and the defense was unironically that this person was too privileged to understand that they'd done anything wrong, and that worked apparently. Apparently, they were like too privileged to. I don't know if this is actually like what the full story is. It sounds like bullshit, but it was reported in a couple of news articles. You could probably do that. KP is so fucking privileged that she doesn't understand that other people are human beings. So how could she possibly understand? Will you talk about KP's unlisted collab videos I sent you? I promised it doesn't have not safe for work. Let me have a look. I need to have a look at them. Dude, one of them features Saberspark. That's so funny. One of them features Black Griffin. Wait, what?
Hell yeah.
I didn't look at this before.
Hell yeah. Get her ass.
Wait, there's one with Gabe? Dude, do I want to... Dude.
There's one with Gabe.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold the fuck on.
Oh, no.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Horse Show Review on the Internet, where I do horse things and talk about horse stuff, and it's called BoJack Horseman.
That's not true. I can express feelings. Nothing on the outside, nothing on the inside.
Sorry, I think this formula is getting kind of old hat. I mean, I'm just a girl with a microphone that gets turned into a cartoon horse, and then I talk to you about My Little Pony on the Internet for your
Oh, fuck. Man.
She's so fucking insufferable. You didn't watch it? Listen, I've been really busy, okay? It has been a really busy period, okay? I'm fucking so busy.
Something fresh to mix things up. Let me make some calls. I guess this could work.
Wow, this sucks. Wow, this sucks.
Hey Gabe, I need...
Hold on. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight for a second. After all of this, I find out that KP collaborated with Gabe back in the day. And this is never...
Oh, the one that's an evil groomer? Oh,
Would be mentioned by her anywhere. What? What? Does she have a collab with Josh Scorcher? If so, I am on her side forever. Parry, how do you even know who Josh Scorcher is? Parry, how do you know who Josh Scorcher is?
Parry's been nuts deep in the ACC stuff, bro.
I don't think she got on with Josh, actually. I think she might have a collab with him, but they did fall out. How do you know who Josh Scorcher is, Parry? I'm OG Fiery Joker fan.
I'm gonna take a minute to mull really quick about shit that you guys don't care about. There's this music producer. His name is Of the Trees. I hate this man more than anything in the whole world. Like, it is on sight if I see this guy in real life. Like, no fucking joke. This guy is the most nepotistic, fucking crybaby, pretentious bitch I have ever seen and had the displeasure of witnessing in my entire life. And his music is not that good. I've seen him 6 times. Not one of them is good. And he keeps getting booked at like huge fucking festivals and shit like that. He had like one of the best slots at Base Canyon. And it totally fucked up the entire experience for me. I was mad. I was mad that they fucked up the lineup where he had such a good spot that could have been given to a much better artist instead of him. And everybody's like, oh, his set at Grizz's festival was actually like one of the best ones. No! Every single one of his sets is dog shit slop. It fucking sucks. It's boring and it's gay. And I hate it. Ugh, he's such a pretentious douchebag. Okay, sorry, I'm done.
This is fucking... Dude, this is actually insane.
Unbelievable.
Dude, what the fuck? How does Parry know who Josh Scorcher is? I'm having like an existential crisis. This is so fucking bizarre. Dude, what the fuck? It's because she doesn't want people to know, but now I'm scared how many unlisted videos are there and how weird they are. True. Is there something wrong with Josh? There were some random accusations against Josh, but nothing like hard. So Josh Scorcher was another big creator in the MLP community, but he's probably most well known outside of all of that. He was the main person fighting with Lily Orchard for about 2-3 years. So like Scorcher.
Okay, I'm bored. Do you guys want to keep watching this, or do you want to do something different? Because I want to watch something different. Hang on. Where did my little tab here go? Because I found a few things that will make me crash out. These will certainly make me crash out. And then what was the other one? Hang on. I just saw the one that oh. What is this guy's name? It's... Okay. I will totally crash out at some of these options. So, these are what you're presented. I literally, I need something to make me feel alive. This is boring. I need something to make me feel alive. I gotta skip ahead a bit. Oh my god.
MC about their child's new cutie mark.
We noticed that Virginia's gotten this odd cutie mark.
Yes, we're so worried that she's going to be a pirate.
A pirate? With a cutie mark like that, she might be a murderer. I mean, skull and crossbone.
I don't care about Black Griffin. I don't care.
Powers granted. Have a nice day. Powers granted. Have a nice day. Powers granted. Have a nice day. Powers granted.
Oh, and then now she's watching this
and
one.
Chris the Narc. We barely recorded any fucking episodes.
The other month, I guess, the beginning of June, for Phoenix, if anyone wants to check out that. So, but usually conventions are held in, convention centers or
I like the way Lyra's mouth just opens and he looks surprised that she's not shut the fuck up yet.
hotels if they're a little bit on the smaller side. Usually, like if they're over 10K, it's a convention center and there's all the hotels in the area. But Julian had a really kind of interesting setup where it was a lot of local business, from my understanding, businesses.
Prepare it to go on for sale. So a lot of heavy lifting.
Is Lyo in this?
No.
I describe it as the
It's not even Lyo. It's just his fucking avatar. The only one that I think that Lyo is actually in is the internet safety one, and there's like one Transformers one, which is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
That's fair. I also want.
He just barely says anything.
To support.
So, like, hold on. So KP did a podcast with Lyo where he barely speaks and basically didn't turn up.
Yeah, if you go to this, what is it? It's animation communication or whatever the fuck. Animation communication. We've looked at this before. It was supposed to be like a podcast with her and Lyo, I think. Like she had this shit, like, hang on, where are we? Let me get this up here. This is it. So the art is of her and Lyo. And there's only like 2 in here that he's in. So there's the out to lunch on his thing. Like the only one that he did like 2 of them with her because it'll say like feet, whoever. There's one with Lio. There's two with Lio. He's in this one, and then there's one more that he's in about like toys. And there's what, like fucking 90 episodes of this, and she had the art commissioned to be her and Lio. I think that's so funny. That's so funny to me.
No wonder you didn't tell me about it. This is just fucking weird. Dude, what the fuck is this? This is the worst thing Lio has ever done on the internet. This is actually the worst thing Lio's ever done on the internet, okay? Fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Okay. What were we watching? Oh, fuck. Dude.
Yes, it is exactly a dog shit podcast, correct.
This is fucking dire. This is actually fucking dire. Oh, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, look. Right. Oof, fuck me. I do want to talk about Ethan Ralph. I do actually want to talk about the Ethan Ralph stuff because it is legitimately.
I'm going to leave you guys with Ethan Ralph really quick. I have to go feed my cat.
I don't want to do a super long stretch.
I'm being
Does
summoned.
anyone
Hang
have
on.
any fucking questions?
1 second.
About this KP shit?
I'm leaving you guys alone with your
anything?
thoughts for just a minute. I'll be right back.
I feel like this is probably a good time to field any thoughts, opinions. Now recording is just sleeping. Dude, listen, the truth is that the heart of now recording is Matt Pitt. And Matt Pitt is very happy off the internet. Okay, Matt Pitt is living his best life, unironically. So I don't think NR is going to come back unless the boys and I get bored and want to do something quickly and just hang out. But I think that's the only time we're going to see NR. How will this affect Tipster's legacy? Positively. How does the KP Black Griffin collab affect the Killstream's legacy? I think that it is still less cringe than Ralph at the height of his drunkenness. Why are you in drag? It's my Halloween costume. Thank you for noticing. Future Night with 2. Yeah, my question is, what the fuck did we watch? No, Matt's not in prison. I spoke to him the other week, actually. He's around. Do you think she actually believes Emmy? No, I don't. I don't think she cares. I don't think she gives a fuck about Emmy. I think she's prepared to weaponize anybody. And I have good reason to believe this, by the way. And I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to say anything. But I will say that multiple people have talked to me at this point where the story is very often KP tried to get me to do something to benefit her that would put me at risk or put me in like an awkward position. And then when I refused to do it, she burned me. That seems to be a very, very common KP story. Share with the 2. Cheers to Matt and his best life. So fucking true. Thank you for the 5. Do you have a pony sona? No, I don't. People draw me as a pony occasionally, but I don't have like an official pony sona or anything. How did KP turn more cringe than Digibrony? Hard work. You too, with hard work, can also achieve destroying your life. Because this has destroyed her life, unironically. She's totally fucked. It's actually insane. Do you have a first owner? No, I don't. I don't even know what animal I'd be. Kick him with the 50. My question is, why is KP? Just in general. I think because she's a spoiled brat, basically. KP has never faced any real consequences for her actions in her entire life. This is actually, I would wager, one of the first times in her entire life she has faced any actual consequences for the shit she does. I'm not even kidding. I think that mostly she just runs away and then like she's had enough like simps or fans or friends at the time or people who are still like connected to her to survive those like blowouts. But in this case, now she's just fucked. She burnt her last bridges. She has no one to defend her. No one is on her side. So now she is finally, and this is why so much stuff is coming to the surface now as well. Because like with KP, she's always been like this. She has always been like this. Whatever happened to Gilded? Gilded's still around. What? Gilded was streaming the other day. He's got a video in the works. Yeah, Gilded's still around. Will you ever get a new Halloween costume? Your current one just cracked my laptop screen. I don't know. I think it's a pretty good one for October. It's doing its job. Why is Crumb recommended for you to follow? Who the fuck is Crumb? This guy. I don't know who this is. Always chasing neat stories. I don't know who that is. I've got no idea who that is.
Did I miss a single interesting thing?
Fucking what a mess. Crumb does good cybercrime documentaries.
Sorry guys, I was tasing my cat, but I'm back now.
She seems like somebody who was never told no, and everyone just looked at the cringy stuff she made and said, "Wow, that's amazing. Let's put it on the fridge in the basement." Yeah, I think that a lot of the stuff with KP is just to do with the fact that what's a good way to put it? I think a lot of the issue just comes down to the fact that she was never directed, she was never parented properly, and also she's just an insane narcissist. Also, thank you guys, you hit the goal. We're only doing one today, but I deeply appreciate you willing to do a TIG animation. I think. Thank you so much. Please enjoy these stickers. It is very, very based of you. Cool anime girls with 5. I've always said there's a difference between being spoiled and being a spoiled brat. KP is proof of this. KP is the lesson in what not to do. True. Delete the video with the 2. Who is the best pony and favorite MLP episode? None
of them.
I don't know if I have a favorite pony or anything.
No, Beckett.
Are there any particular? I liked villains. I mean, I like John Delancey, so I think Discord was fun because John Delancey is awesome. Luna, I guess. Luna at least has an interesting like character. And favorite episode? I don't know. I think the episode that like the only episode I really remember, if I'm honest, like
is there any more good shit in here, or does he go on to Ethan Ralph?
Saying that he used to.
Oh, this is Ethan Ralph. We're done. Oh, thank God, it's Ethan Ralph. I don't care anymore. I don't care about Ethan Ralph. Yes, 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 yes. Time for Praise of Shadows. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, this is gonna make me so happy and upset at the same time. Okay, so In Praise of Shadows is a movie reviewer. In Praise of Shadows is like painfully stupid. He went on and basically made the argument that The Hills Have Eyes is that like the hill people are the same as Native Americans and that it's racist. But I guess he just didn't even really watch The Hills Have Eyes. But nonetheless, he has really stupid takes. Carrie, my beloved. This is probably one of it's one of the better horror films, I think. Yeah, this is the one that went after Wendigoon. You sent me an IPS thing? Which one did you send me? How long ago was that? Bitch, you be yapping in my DMs. We be yapping a lot. We yapping girlies. Which one did you send me? But yeah, In Praise of Shadows triggers my fight or flight. And I just am particularly interested in... There's the rebuttal to the video made on the creator of the thing. Oh, I remember that one, yeah. But Carrie is my beloved, you guys. Carrie is my beloved, so this is going to make me freak the fuck out, and I need it to feel alive, okay?
Carrie is one of the most important works of horror fiction of all time. It, along with the film adaptation 2 years later, was so monumental in forming the public image of Stephen King, and the explosion of horror that came in the next decade, that to call it a trendsetter would be a great disservice, and an understatement. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Black Christmas, which also both released in 1974, are often attributed as the first major steps in the horizon of a new dawn within the genre. But
oh shit, bro. Hang on.
And this many divorces happen because of domestic violence.
Remember the other day? Remember the other day when we watched Grace Thorpe debate that guy? Look, it's this guy again, and he's debating. He's debating. I thought Not So Erudite was on this too. No, Erudite must be streaming it. Hang on. She must just be like having FOMO. She must be like standing outside, like touching the glass, being like, I should be there. That should be me. I lost something once. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Here we go.
I think Carrie, which released 7 months earlier than Chainsaw, should be given more its due in that conversation. It tells the story of Carrie White, a girl who is the personification of the word unpopular. She's not pretty. She does not come from money. She wears old clothes, and her mother is dangerously crazy and religious. She is an unfortunate girl who has her first period very late and very publicly near the end of high school in the shower, after her PE class. She's hazed by her fellow students. Most of them are girls who are pretty, more popular, and well-liked, who, as a punishment for all of this...
This is so funny. Look, she's in the cuck chair. She's in the cuck chair. Oh, you guys, that's so funny. She's in the cuck chair. She's not even on the panel. Holy shit. I have to put this on my phone right now because she privates all of her VODs. I need to listen to this later and crash out. Hang on. I need to queue this up. I need to queue this up and let it fucking load. Oh. Wow. I'm so full of whimsy and joy. I'm so full of whimsical joy. I am so full of whimsical joy, you guys. Holy shit. I'm so happy right now. Hang on. Fuck yeah, dude. This is awesome. This is awesome. Okay. Don't touch that. We're listening to that later. Holy fuck. I have told many people, and by many people, I mean, I say it all the time in Discord. I literally cannot watch Not So Erudite content on stream because I will freak the fuck out. I will go like Boss Man Jack mode. If I watch Not So Erudite content on stream, I will like beat my face into the fucking desk. I will do it. I will literally krill myself watching Not So Erudite content. If you guys want a colossal crash out, there is one video that I'm willing to watch on stream, but we'll see.
Are told that they will no longer be allowed to go to their senior prom later on that year. Carrie is obviously devastated by what has happened to her, but the thing that makes Carrie different from most girls is that Carrie secretly has the ability to move things with her mind. One of the girls, Sue Snell, who hates Carrie, feels bad and regrets her actions. She asks her boyfriend Tommy, who's one of the most popular boys in the school, to take Carrie to the prom and show her a night that she would otherwise never be permitted to experience.
Is this on
Reluctantly,
1.5
Tommy agrees, but unbeknownst to them, the other girls have formed a plot. One of revenge to rig the prom queen and king election system, to have Carrie win the prom queen, to trick her into climbing up those stairs, to collect her award, wherein they will pull a rope dropping a bucket of pig's blood onto her head, and well, you know the rest. There will never be another Stephen King. He's a creation of a time period in more ways than one. With the advent of the internet, those particular conditions will never again allow a single horror author to reach the monolithic cultural status that he had possessed for over 4 decades. Almost every single person on the planet knows who—
Also, DZ, I thought that you would appreciate this comment. Surprisingly, her hair is dry. For the first time in, what, months? Her hair is actually dry in a video? Crazy.
Stephen King is, and a good majority of them have read one of his books, or at the very least seen an adaptation of his work.
Did she ever make a segment out of the mango thing? That's the one that made me, like, I was like, I'm gonna go and lay on train tracks right now.
He's a living storyteller who has reached billions of people with his words. And without Carrie, none of that probably would have ever happened. Without Carrie, our entire world would look different.
What is this video? We need more swearing in politics. Uh-huh. How long ago was the mango thing? Where the fuck is this video? It's right here. No. Humanizing Tectone. Where's the one that she did on Mango? Where is that?
No King means that the horror boom of the 80s would have been diminished or maybe would not have happened at all, and everything inspired by his work would similarly have never existed. We probably would not have Clive Barker, Sam Raimi, or countless others. And in that same line of thinking, Stephen King himself probably would not have been Stephen King if it weren't for a trashy newsstand article, a few sad people that he knew along the way of his journey, and the inquisitive nature of his wife. And that's not an exaggeration. In 1999, King wrote the following about what led to the creation of this novel. Now, this quote will be long. I'm going to edit it a bit where I can just for the sake of timing, but I think it is really important to include here, because it is the story of where Carrie originated for King in his own words, both thematically with what was going on in his mind, but also situationally, with everything that was going on with his life. Carrie's a real crossroads moment, both for King and for culture at large. So, what follows is essentially his pop writing origin story, and what happened here legitimately shaped the landscape of future horror media.
Okay, but Tito, she's like, I think that liberals should actually call people regarded more. I think that we should just like start saying slurs. It's like, I actually don't think that. I actually don't think that I want my politicians to be like listing off their favorite fucking slurs in the middle of debates. I think that's insane, actually.
Culture in incalculable ways. In the very late fall or early winter of 1972, I had an idea for a short story about a girl with telekinetic powers. The idea had actually been kicking around in my head since high school, when I read a Life magazine article about a case of poltergeist activity in a suburban home. The activity in the house seemed, on closer examination, to have nothing to do with ghosts. There was a troubled teenage girl in the family. When she was home, objects, particularly religious objects, flew through the air. When she was away, things stayed where they belonged. The article hazarded the theory that much of the activity ascribed to ghosts is actually—
Did she really not make this into a segment? Come on, this is the best one. Mango. Fuck. And then she paywalls all of her fucking streams like a little butthole. Fuck. You're really gonna tell—
caused by kids, and that girls on the brink of puberty seem especially apt to tap into this wild talent. The idea seemed to be that there was a great force within them, accessible only at this time of their life. I thought it would make a good story, maybe worth as much as $500, and started to write it, working in the laundry room of our little trailer. I typed the first draft single-spaced with extra narrow margins, as I always did. Paper cost money, and we had none to waste on extra sheets for first drafts. Before I had completed 2 pages, ghost of my own began to intrude. The ghost of 2 girls, both dead, who eventually combined to become Carrie White. I will not call either by her true name here. They were unfortunates in life, and do not deserve to be chewed over in death. I will call one of them Tina White, the other Sandra Irving. Tina went to elementary school with me. She was pudgy and quiet. So back road you could cry. There's a goat in every class. The kid who's always left without a chair in musical chairs. The one who winds up wearing the kick me hard.
This really applies to In Praise of Shadows because this was him.
Sign. The one who stands at the end of the pecking order. This was Tina. Not because she was stupid, she wasn't. And not because her family was peculiar, it was. But because she wore the same old clothes to school every single day. I can still see that outfit. I don't even need to close my eyes. After Christmas one year, Tina came in wearing an entirely new outfit. I can't remember that one. Only how happy she was to be wearing it. I can clearly remember how her hopeful vivacity changed. First into surprise, then into anger. And finally into dull acceptance, as the teasing and the insults and the sarcastic comments rained down on her. Instead of abating, the kids' rejection of Tina became even fiercer. I did not take part in this behavior, but I didn't speak against it. Hell, I was only 14 years old. It's hard to stand up when you're 14. Sandra Irving lived about 1.5 miles from the little house where I grew up. There was no father in the picture, only her mother, and a large German shepherd with an absurd name of Cheddar Cheese. Mrs. Irving hired me one day to help her move some furniture. I might have been 16 or so by then. I was struck by the crucifix hanging in the living room, over the Irving couch. If such a gigantic icon had fallen where the two were watching TV, the person it fell on would almost certainly have been killed. I had always known that the Irvings were religious, in some queer and fervent way that excluded out-of-the-mill Methodist Church. But until I saw that hideous, dominating Christo, the impaled figure on the cross running blood and freshets from the hands and feet inside, eyes upturned in a grisly combination of agony and compassion, I've never fully understood how religious, or how strange. That religion was part of what kept kids from Sandy. The smell of her, not dirt but some strange powdery scent, like sweet and cloying library dust, was also a part of it. The fact that she suffered from epileptic seizures, and wore strangely modest, old-fashioned clothes, also played their parts. But, as with Tina, there was something else as well, something that broadcast strange, not like us, keep away, on a wavelength only other kids can pick up. Neither girl, fortunately or unfortunately, had Carrie White's wild talent. Neither made it through high school, nor saw the age of 30. Tina committed suicide, hanging herself in her cellar. Sandy died during an epileptic seizure, in the small apartment she'd taken in the town where we'd all gone to high school. These were the ghosts which kept trying to come between me and what I was writing, kept insisting that I combine them, somehow into a story that would tell what could have happened, if there really was such thing as telekinetic energy. What could have happened if the world was as fair to young girls as it is hard. In short, they wanted me to write a novel. I was frightened, both of the world of girls
he's gonna start
I would have to to stop, not sell to me what I'd been for sure. Move them out, the life event Carrie's very small deed, but could be remembered for years by the receiver of that kindness. And how, so often, for a kid like this, a teacher going out of their way to smile at them, or to ask them how their day is going, can make all the difference. Carrie's a story about blood.
Should I start making my videos like that? I think that's
about the neurotic trauma passed down from parent to child, both in inherited traits, as well as how we are raised. It is a story about nature and nurture, about how we are the way we are because of the environments created and fostered by our parents. It deals in this metaphorical blood, this family connection, to our parents, and the curse or blessing that we are all in our own ways, destined to in part at least eventually become just like they are, no matter how hard we fight that. Both in biological past gene traits, as well as conditions under which we are raised. It is an important part of that story. I think the fact that Carrie gets her traits from her father, who is also a telekinetic person, ties into that. But it is also about literal blood. Menstrual blood has always been a symbolic storytelling device, to represent the bridge between childhood and adulthood, both within fiction as well as the world that we live in. It transposes a certain power over others. The fantastic visual masterpiece, Valerie and Her Week of Wonders, starts with Valerie as a child, walking through a field only to notice that she's leaving drops of...
I quite literally refuse to believe that... I refuse to believe that there is not an archive of Not So Erudite segment on Mango. I refuse to believe it. It's impossible. There has to be an archive of this segment somewhere. Someone has to have it. It's impossible. I literally, my ears were like bleeding. We talked about that in Mod Chat, didn't we? We must have talked about that in Mod Chat. I'm sure we did. Fuck. I remember specifically. I totally remember. It's coming back to me. We were talking specifically about DZ, where are you? Help me. DZ, help me. Remember there was something that she referred to. It was like oh my god. It's escaping me. It's on the tip of my tongue. She was talking about how environments contribute to overdose. And she used the wrong phrase for it. But it's the idea that like your tolerance actually changes depending on your environmental triggers. And so the study that she used was with mice, and it's never been replicated in humans, where if they gave the mice alcohol in their cages, they could drink more alcohol than if they were not in their cages. Like the environmental cues affect your tolerance. Oh fuck. Fuck. We were talking about it. It exists. I know it. It exists. We were talking about it. I remember it. What the hell? It was rats? Was it rats or mice? I think it was rats. I think it was rats. I don't think it was mice. I think it was rats. No, it's not epigenetics. Fuck. I think, maybe it was mice? God! Fuck, I'm never gonna be able to find this. DZ knows that we talked about this. We talked about this. We did. We talked about it. I don't remember where, but we did. We did. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking for it.
Of scarlet on the white flowers that she passes. And then in the days to come, finds herself subsequently the center of sexual attention that borders on a desire to consume her entirely by the older vampiric men and women of her village. Men who once paid her no mind. In The Love Witch, a love potion is made from her blood. Ginger Snaps uses the monster of the werewolf to explore menstruation. It is parodied, specifically related to Carrie in Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Bloodborne has a queen who retains her power through her own blood magic that is inferred to be tied to her monthly cycle. In Bioshock Infinite, Elizabeth's powers come to her fully with her first menstruation, which is also probably a reference to Carrie. Now this is almost always exclusively a storytelling device used by men, and that should be examined too. But there is something there that really started, at least within pop culture with King, and sort of birthed its own subgenre, so to speak. Even though it is his first published novel, there's so many elements at play here that would become common recurring style motifs. From the very beginning, he tells us how this is all going to end. We know the climax from the first pages. We aren't compelled by wanting to know what happens next, but instead, how it affects these characters, and how they emotionally get to a point where all of this goes down. King sets up the central theme of the novel with one of his first lines that he writes when Carrie's taking her fateful shower after PE. She looked the part of the sacrificial goat. Soon after, he says, her eyes rolled with wet whiteness, like the eyes of a hog in the slaughtering pen. This is the general idea at play here. That Carrie being led up to the stage under false pretenses is no different to the treatment that cows get in the pen. That the treatment of the bullies is dehumanizing.
Oh, I found it. There's got to be a link to the stream in here, isn't there? There's got to be a link to the stream. Fuck! Video unavailable. Fuck! God damn it. Oh, I was so excited for that. I was so excited for that. Oh. I knew that it would trigger the fuck out of me, and I was so fucking right, dude. I was so fucking right. Oh. Oh, okay. So she called it counter conditioned responses. It's condition compensatory, compensatory response. Gosh, I'm dyslexic as fuck. And they could only ever do this in rats. And it was only with. I don't even think it was with. I actually don't even think that it was with alcohol. I think it was with cocaine. Oh, it was rats and alcohol. And I remember watching the stream and just like beating my fucking head into the desk because Mango had like a 3.2 BAC and he didn't die. Which is insane. Which is actually fucking insane. And then she said that binge drinking wasn't alcoholism. Oh my god. I was having a level 10 meltdown. Shame that stream is gone. Shame.
To an unimaginable degree. The only ally that Carrie really has
that she privates fucking everything
on her side throughout the narrative.
Or 0.32, excuse me, not 3.
From her half-friend of Sue Snell is the PE teacher of the school, Miss DeJardin. King writes her in such a way as to imply that she may have been a Carrie when she was younger, and that the sympathy that she feels for her might be rooted in a shared upbringing. She's described as their slim, non-breasted gym teacher, and her legs not too curved but striking in their unobtrusive masculinity. But she too is
hell yeah, dude. The butch lesbian PE teacher trope is so true.
Not innocent entirely in all of this. Despite Carrie's panic attack early in the novel, it says
Resi might have it.
She slapped Carrie smartly across the face. She hardly would have admitted the pleasure the act gave her, and she certainly would have denied that she regarded Carrie as a fat, whiny bag of lard. Carrie becomes this vehicle in the story to project any aggression onto, because she's deemed as less than human, and through that, to be undeserving of love and compassion. Even the ones being nice to her are doing so out of a societal urge to do what others would expect of them, rather than for the sake of simply doing it. There is no such thing as true love given to the Carries of the world, because they're viewed as lesser for how they look, and the backgrounds that they come from.
Oh dude, fuck yeah, Reservoir's live right now.
Carrie is a cruel story. The characters obviously have contempt for her just for existing. But to an extent, at least at the beginning of the novel, so does King, and the narrator that he writes. He has fully admitted that he even saw Carrie as unlikable and pathetic when he started writing the book, and that it took a great deal of time before he could empathize with her, which is present, and can be felt on the page. What follows are just some of the quotes from the book describing Carrie, almost all of them being based on animalistic characteristics, of how the omniscient narrator of the story sees the subject. A frog among swans, pimples on her neck and buttocks. She just looked so dumb standing there, not knowing what was going on. She looked like a patient ox, aware that the joke was on her, dumbly embarrassed but unsurprised. She looked around bovinely, slumped over, breast pointing to the floor, her arms dangling limply. She looked like an ape. Her eyes were shiny and blank. She could only crawl into the living room with her hair hanging in her face, braying huge, hoarse sobs.
I like how, doesn't this violate copyright if we're just like literally reading the book in like a video? Does that not violate copyright? Like, this guy sucks. This guy fucking sucks.
Carrie, as a girl, certainly experiences dysmorphia throughout the story, and is largely the inciting internal conflict that explodes at the end of the novel. You know, they say that psychologically people often take their own lives because of external pressures weighing on them, and that others commit mass violence because of internal pressures exploding outward. And I don't know how much stock I really take in all that. But the idea is kind of what is at play here. She especially feels this when she compares herself to the girls around her. She avoids mirrors in her house because she can't stand to see the way that she looks. In one of the most famous scenes, she breaks a mirror out of anguish of not looking like how she sees herself in her mind. At one point the text says, she hated her face, her dull, stupid, bovine face, the vapid eyes, the red, shiny pimples, the nests of blackheads. She hated her face most of all. The novel also largely functions as a damnation of the type of parent that Margaret White is symbolic of. She inflicts her religious views so fervently that it crosses from upbringing into the territory of abuse. Margaret has failed in her duties as a mother, in raising Carrie, to be prepared for what the world has in store for her. In one of the more tragic present-day sections of the novel, that takes place sometime in the mid-80s, a woman named Stella Horan is being interviewed by the FBI about her connection to the events of the story. You see, she lived beside the Whites as a child, and tells the agent, "She was such a pretty girl. I've seen some high school pictures of her, and that horrible, fuzzy black and white photo on the cover of Newsweek. I look at them, and all I can think is, dear God, where did she go? What did that woman do to her? Oh, she was so pretty. You'd never know it from those pictures."
I wish that we
This
could,
section
like,
is
read
also
a little
used to
bit
build the
less.
metaphor for other types of
Cool if we
spree
could
and serial
read a little
killers
bit
who show
less.
red flags that go ignored as children, who then grow up into adults that hurt other people. Carrie
Sissy Spacek, what a queen.
brings down a hailstorm onto her house as a young girl, and this is merely written off. Horn tells the FBI, and then there's this other thing. No one can laugh that off.
Is there like a section in here where I can jump to where it's like his thoughts?
Either. Too many people are dead, and it's not just on the White's property anymore. One detail that is essentially omitted from all the adaptations is the story of Carrie's birth, which mirrors the moment of her developing her powers later on in life. That I think is quite interesting. After being impregnated by Ralph White, Margaret was raised so religiously and sheltered that she believes she is being punished for her sins, and has been inflicted with a cancer of her womanly parts. She does not go to the hospital, choosing to die alone in her house because of her sins. Not a single neighbor on her street calls the police after hearing her screams.
And this is why the Carrie remake is so fire, because it adds a lot of the additional context that was lost in the original. That's why the remake is fucking fire. If In Praise of Shadows says anything negative about the Carrie remake with Chloe Montez, I will freak out.
She gives birth to Carrie right there in her bedroom by herself, and always views her daughter from that point as a cross that God has given her to bear, mirroring what her daughter some years later would experience in the shower. This lack of education on blunt, embarrassing, yet necessary things about life leads to these traumatic events. It says that sheltering your children does nothing good for them. And with this, I think it's safe to say that we can transition into talking about the films now. As a continued discussion about the base story of Carrie will continue throughout each of these adaptations. But before we do that, as a final thought, I do have one question about this book that has bothered me for almost 2 decades, since the first time that I read it. And if you know the answer to this, then please tell me in the comments, because I've never heard anyone talk about this and it's always bothered me. For some reason, King wrote Carrie to take place in the future, and I would love to know why some may think that is. It isn't even the far future, as the novel was published in 1974, but takes place in 1979. It seems so arbitrary, but it's such a small detail that is easily missed and sticks out to me, as this has to be done for a deliberate reason, but I can't think of any narrative function that would serve. So, genuinely, let me know if you have a theory. Carrie is an interesting franchise to examine that sits squarely with few other classics like Frankenstein and Dracula, where it exists over many decades, but every iteration of it is basically adapting the same story over and over again, for a new, modern audience. Instead of having, an endless stream of sequels and reboots, we've essentially gotten a Carrie adaptation every single decade since it was released, but each of them differ in small ways in how they are presented, based on the cultural aesthetics and values.
Please don't talk shit about this, Carrie,
Of
please.
where horror was in those eras. And so that makes it a bit of a different kind of franchise video compared to what I usually cover. But to me, that's what makes Carrie a bit fascinating, is how it differs from the usual affair in the landscape of modern horror. Now, I know a moment ago that I said that Stephen King would not have reached the level that he achieved as an author and figure if it had not been for Carrie. And that is true. But what is probably a bit more true is that he would not have achieved that status if it were not for the 1976 adaptation of his novel. Brian De Palma, who directed the film based on Lawrence Cohen's script, who would go on to write 3 out of the 5 entries in this franchise, had technically been making movies for almost 20 years at this point. But De Palma certainly had never reached anything close to what would be considered mainstream status, or really even just plain success at all. And if we're being honest with ourselves, consistent quality. While it is considered a classic today and is a film that I love, his 1974 work, Phantom of the Paradise, was poorly received at the time, has its rough moments, and was not a commercial hit. And the closest thing to real success that he had before this point was Obsession, which released earlier in 1976, after the production of Carrie was already completed. While having the experience, De Palma only really had a track record for creative financial flops, and financing a movie made by him based on an unknown author's first published book could have gone either way, and on paper was probably a bad business move. So to mitigate this, compared to other horror novel adaptation films of its time, like Jaws, which was made for $9 million, or The Exorcist with $12 million, The Sentinel with $3.5 million, Salem's Lot for $4 million, or Ghost Story for $13.5 million, Carrie was working with a substantially smaller budget than what would be considered normal for a production this size, with only $1.8 million to produce this with, which, within that context, makes what they were able to achieve on this all the more impressive. But there are—
Well, and that's probably one of the funnest things, I think, are sometimes the lowest budget movies are ones that are actually, they turn out to be quite spectacular. Like the original Evil Dead. They filmed that with like $20 a piece of wood in a camera, which, awesome. What are some of the other ones that I'm thinking of? The surprisingly Evil Dead Rise is another one. Evil Dead Rise, they were actually just going to do it as like a Paramount Plus exclusive, and the test screening went so well that they decided to put it in theaters, and that had a very small budget, an incredibly small budget. It was like a couple of dudes and a camera, and they were like, let's make an Evil Dead movie. Fucking awesome. Texas Chainsaw is another example of that. Another lesser known movie that I think is really good as well that's very low budget is The Last Shift. That's another really good low budget horror movie that's actually quite good. The effects are not as good as they could be, but it's really good. I'm blown away by the creativity of. I think that horror specifically creates or like brings out some of the most passionate people that are able to make like just beautiful, phenomenal media with like fucking nothing. It's not everybody's cup of tea either, but Cannibal Holocaust was also one of those very low budget movies, and it's, you know, it's kind of like it's a cult classic. It's like Tommy Wiseau's The Room. You know what I mean? It's like it's a cult classic. It's pretty awesome. It's really interesting to me. I think some of the best horror movies I've seen are like very low budget horror films. Talk to Me also had a very, very small budget. The guys that directed Talk to Me were actually like two guys that made YouTube horror shorts, and they got pitched by A24 because they loved the way that they did the cinematography. And I thought that Talk to Me kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the way that it was filmed was so cool. I'm such a big fan of the way movies are filmed. I'm so interested in that. I think it's really cool. I think it's awesome. And a lot of the camera tricks that they use, they didn't use a lot of like CGI or anything. They use like practical effects to get a lot of those really cool shots. Another movie I don't really care for is Birdman, but the way that Birdman is filmed, it's amazing. There's not a single fucking cut in that movie. It's so cool. It's so awesome when they do shit like that. It's amazing. It's amazing. Bring Her Back was really good. I think I told you don't smoke in bed. I think I told you when I first was like, I want to watch Bring Her Back. I think I even said, I was like, I'm kind of scared that they're going to fuck it up like Talk to Me, because I didn't really like Talk to Me that much. But Bring Her Back blew me the fuck away. That was a great fucking movie. That was a really, really, really good movie. And I gotta be honest with you, I liked all of not even just the cinematography, I liked I just liked everything about it. I don't think there was a single thing about that movie that I didn't like. The plot was really interesting. The character development was really interesting. The way that they shot, like, the quote-unquote jump scares, they're not even, like, jump scares. They're, like, getting shot in the face scares. Just horrible. Like, wonderful. The actors were so fucking good. I love that it didn't have, like, a traditional ending either. I'm not going to spoil it, but, you know, usually, for the most part, a lot of horror movies, there's two options. Everybody fucking dies and that's the end of the movie. Or, you know, the people that you want to survive beat the bad guy and they win. It totally fucked that shit up hard. Really, 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 really good. Phenomenal movie. Well, obviously there's cuts in Birdman's, but it's filmed in like one continuous shot, right? Adolescence, however, the show on Netflix, was filmed in one continuous shot, which is very, very, very impressive. Bring Her Back is way fucking better than Talk to Me. I didn't like Talk to Me that much at all. Everybody said that it was really good. I didn't really care for it. Again, I liked the way that it was filmed. I didn't really care that much for the story. I felt very frustrated because I felt like the movie could have been like an hour long. I think the problem again is that this was their first feature-length film, and so they put a lot of shit in there that didn't need to be in there. It probably would have been better as like a short, you know, like a 40-minute movie, or like a YouTube horror movie or something like that, because there's so much like dead air in there. Like when they're going to find the guy that originally gave them the hand, they spend like 20 minutes looking for this guy, and then they're like, where did you get the hand? And he's like, oh no, I got it from somebody else, good luck. And that was like the entire engagement. They totally fucking wasted so much time with that kind of shit. It was really frustrating, but
are things that are cut from the novel for budgetary reasons. The FBI frame story, Carrie destroying the entire town on her path of rage, the rain of stones that fall on the White House, all are not featured in this adaptation, which is fine. The film is a masterpiece, and any of those additions would not have made this particularly better to any noticeable degree, and in fact may have harmed the film. The producers of this were apparently so scared that they had another De Palma flop on their hands, that they demanded that the film be retitled to the more cliché, Pray for Carrie, to try and signal to the audience that this would be a scary B-level drive-in movie that they should go see. De Palma refused and fought back against this, and the original title was eventually what went with the finished film. They did have to take some extreme measures, though, to pull this off with the limited amount of money that they had. For instance, to keep the blood on Carrie consistent throughout the entire final act of the film, they shot all of these scenes within as close window of time as possible, but it did take multiple days, 4 of them to be exact. In that time, to make sure that they had the proper continuity, Sissy Spacek was not allowed to shower, and had to even sleep at night flat on her back with the blood on her, to make sure that the stains were in the same place the next day, and did not look different from scene to scene. In the morning, they would have to lightly spray mist on her with a water bottle, to loosen up the fake blood enough that would have dried to the point of making her stuck to herself in the bed. For the last scene of the film, they also did bury Spacek under this giant pile of rocks, and that was her real actual hand reaching up out of the ground. This, on-the-fly, extremely low-budget filmmaking, is also why the ending feels the way that it does. It works in a very surreal sense, but logically when you think about it, what's going on here doesn't quite add up. The original intention of this scene was to have Carrie bring rocks down from the sky, onto the home to destroy it. They'd already filmed the interior shots of this sequence, so when Carrie is destroying the house right after killing her mother, the ceiling starts to cave in with these giant rocks, but outside there's no rocks falling. This is because the device that they had to drop the rocks malfunctioned on the night of shooting, and they tried to fix it but they couldn't get it to work. The sun was about to come up and they were going to lose the night, and so in a moment of desperation, De Palma told them to just burn the house down and film it collapsing, and they would make it work in the edit. And surprisingly, everything not only turned out alright, but also became one of the most well-known sequences of the 1970s. It is pretty fair to say that the success of the 1976 adaptation of Carrie gave both De Palma and King their careers. But not only that, it also gave breakout performances to Sissy Spacek, Betty Buckley.
We're gonna say that Carrie was Stephen King's big break. I mean, I guess. Kind of. Technically, I guess, sure.
Amy Irving, John Travolta, and Nancy Allen. When being interviewed at the time of the film's release, De Palma said the following about the early stages of production and why he wanted to make this film. I read the book. It was suggested to me by a writer friend of mine. A writer friend of his, Stephen King, had written it. I guess this was almost 2 years ago in 1975. I liked it a lot.
I want to see if we get to, like, his actual thoughts instead of, like, synopsizing everything. Like, I would like his thoughts, you know what I mean?
There's a somewhat good juxtaposition there. These people are not
here we go.
for more of a depressed teenager vibe than the of the color red being used to remind us of that.
Okay.
Better job explaining that situation than I could here. And before we move on from the subject, one quick thing that I do find funny about this is that Margaret was played by Betty Buckley in that fateful production in 1988, who also played Miss DeJohnette, original paranormal revenge story called The Curse, based on the 1993 splits. Derivative project was shot before up in this game that the period American Psycho, 8mm, Screamer Wama. The difference
I want
is
his opinions.
High school, and the chances of this woman by happenstance being witness to rampages perpetrated by a telekinetic teenager, not once, but twice before she reaches the age of 50, is a very hard stretch. But whatever. Now, it is later revealed that Rachel's mother had an affair with Ralph White, and that she is Carrie's biological half-sister, and that he passed the telepathy gene onto her that hospital. And it is playing in older genre spaces that the original was not interested in. So while I appreciate some of this, for me, the twist is a mixed bag that adds as much as it takes away. Emily Burgle as Rachel. This film's Carrie White.
No! I want your takes on the fucking actual Carrie movies. Stop. I hate this man. The Shining, no, he's gonna say something terrible. Okay. There we go, okay.
It's a bit of a cultural reassessment for what it was trying, as it really does build a careful narrative that I really appreciate, which is ultimately ruined by a final scene that closes on one of the worst looking jump scares of all time. Which brings us to the 2002 readaptation of the novel. I think one of the most damning things that you can say about this movie is that it is a full 34 minutes longer than the original, and yet does everything worse, and is not as entertaining. That's not to say that it's bad.
God damn it! Where's the... Fine, we'll just do this one. Yeah, this is the best one. Well, hang on, did he do the original one? Did I miss the original one? No, that's the adaptation. He doesn't even do the original one? Okay, fine, we'll just go to this one. We'll just go to this one, fine. Fine. I hate this man. This is so... There's not even chapters for me to click through. It's annoying.
Came to be, and remains a mystery as to how things would have turned out. Then, only 11 years later, in 2013, we received a new adaptation. This movie has a bad reputation, and if the other adaptations did not exist, and this existed in a vacuum unto itself, I think its reception would have probably been a lot kinder. It's not great, but like all adaptations of this story,
this is a phenomenal remake. Oh my god. What?
It does some really unique things. This is the only adaptation that uses actual children as actors for these characters. Chloe Grace Moretz was only 15 at the time, and that adds a grounded feel to the world of this film. This aspect does have its downsides, however, as since they could only work 8 hours a day, the adults frequently filmed their scenes after the child actors were done, which is why they are frequently filmed in shots standing by themselves, because they were on set acting alone. It's not something that you consciously recognize when watching.
That's great. I love, like, not making children be slaves. That's awesome. That's goated. Okay, cool. Phenomenal. Okay, great. No child slaves in the making of the Carrie 2013 remake. Awesome. Let's go. Julianne Moore. Clap, clap, clap.
Watching it. But at times there are just a few things off about these characters, who are supposed to be interacting with each other. Test audiences unfortunately did as they often do and somewhat ruined what this movie could be. I used to work in market research running focus groups for movies, and I can tell you firsthand that those things are essentially useless all of the time, and are generally actively harmful to the filmmaking process. I was extremely depressed every day that I worked there, because I felt like I was making every movie that I ran focus groups for worse. Every day brought some form of fresh insanity. One example I will always remember is that back when Jurassic World came out, I was told to show a few rough cuts of scenes to a test audience before any of the CGI was completed. One of which was the first sequence when Chris Pratt interacts with the raptors for the first time. And the version that I showed those people just had Chris Pratt in this pit, reacting and talking to nothing. Just thin, empty air. What useful information could you possibly get from a test audience that early in the process? They of course gave the scene a bad review. In the case of this movie, it was filmed under the intentions of being a lot more in line with the original novel, but those focus groups didn't like how different it was from the 1976 version that they were familiar with. So the studio ordered reshoots for entire sections of this.
Because audiences are dumb.
To re-edit it and reframe it, to be more of a remake of the 76 movie rather than a new adaptation, making the vision for this project null and now redundant. The original release date was intended to be March 15th of 2013, but due to these reshoots it wouldn't hit theaters until Halloween of that year. There are signs that this could have ended up being a great film in the development stage. It was directed by Kimberly Pierce of Boys Don't Cry fame. Believe it or not, it is also co-written by Lawrence D. Cohen, who definitely understands the story of Carrie, because at this point he's written 3 out of the 4 produced adaptations. He's also someone who is at least a big fan of King, and arguably understands what makes a King story work, as he wrote other King adaptations for the screen with the 90s It, The Tommyknockers, as well as an episode of Nightmares and Dreamscapes. He also co-wrote Ghost Story, that we've covered here in the past. I think one of the big writing-on-the-wall moments is that this is also co-written by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa, a television writer for hire who has worked on episodes of Glee, Supergirl, Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and Riverdale, where he surprisingly did not do the famous Carrie the Musical episode. And say what you will about those shows, but they do across the board all have a certain self-aware camp aesthetic to their dialogue that has overtaken a lot of the modern high school media. And while the possibility is there to do this through that modern post-2010 high school dramedy show lens, it's not something that lends itself well to Carrie in my opinion, because as a story it only functions when there's an earnestness about it, a supreme and honest cruelty in the filmmaking. The original Carrie is very camp. Everything about it is extremely pageantary. But there's a stern groundedness to it that makes that work. And that self-aware Glee style of modern camp writing isn't what this story of pain and revenge was designed.
Well, obviously they're adapting it to a modern audience. No. Like, clearly it's still set more so, like, they don't really... Well, that's not true. They have cell phones and shit. It's just adapted to a modern audience. Like... Yes?
For. Margaret White can't wink at the camera while she's being over-the-top extra. It ruins the effect. Not that this film is going full-on Glee, but the fingerprints of that show's impact on the subgenre can be felt at times.
How the fuck? Ah, he's got brain damage. Got it. They literally just updated the storyline to where it would be happening in modern times, and then they make it look a little bit more modern. Like, hello?
Throughout. Another similar issue here that really plagues this movie is that Hollywood has developed a problem of holding a firm grasp onto beauty above all else. And this obviously has always been a thing within film.
Oh, dude, I totally agree. They should have casted somebody way uglier to be Carrie. I totally agree. No, I mean, I think that Chloe was a really good choice. But I mean, they could have done someone like Mia Goth. But I don't think Mia Goth wasn't Cure for Wellness. Mia Goth could have done it. Like, but that's something that you have to remember with modern horror. Modern horror, and again, we're adapting an older movie to a modern audience. Modern horror movies do not have the archetypical scream queen that is conventionally unattractive, but is like a girl next door that you could get down with, okay? Sissy Spacek, Neve Campbell, Jamie Lee Curtis, Sigourney Weaver. All of these women they're for the time, specifically, are very conventionally unattractive. They're not ugly, they're not bad looking, but they're not like the archetype of what you would look to and say, that's a hot woman. You know, like, she's sexy. She should be on the cover of a magazine. They have a very atypical beauty. You could even say that Winona Ryder in, like, Beetlejuice has this as well. There's, like, a look that comes with a scream queen, quote unquote. That trope doesn't really exist anymore. Horror movies have adapted and moved beyond the traditional, trope of, like, the final girl, the scream queen. That doesn't really exist anymore. Like, it is actually impressive that they were able to capture the essence of the original Carrie while still adapting it to fit to a modern audience. Like, yeah, sure. They could have picked somebody who, like, I guess my fucking top of the line pick would be Mia Goth. I think that Mia Goth, who else was in the running to be here? Who else was going to be Carrie in the Carrie 2013 remake? This is very unhelpful. I'm not getting a list. But yeah, it could be, I would say like Mia Goth would be like a good one. I'm trying to think of other like modern actresses that kind of have that look. What's her fuck? The ginger from Stranger Things. She kind of has like a little uncanny, like kind of odd thing going on. Anya Joy Taylor, is that how you say her name? Taylor Joy. Ooh, that would have been a good one. Anya Taylor-Joy would have been a good one. Like, you need people that just have, like, kind of an unconventional horror. Like, an unconventional vibe. Like, she is not unattractive, but she just has, like, that look. Where she just looks different. She looks like a little eccentric, a little odd. Your Scream Queen has to look like that. But that trope doesn't resonate with younger viewers because they don't appreciate the archetype of the Scream Queen. So we're really going to shit on them for like adapting very successfully, an older film for a modern audience. Really?
You've only got to look at how impossibly perfect Rita Hayworth's hair is in The Lady from Shanghai to see that. A part of depiction within art is idealization, after all. But the 70s and 80s thrived on unconventional-looking character actors, playing side characters that looked like everyday folk, mixed in with the conventionally attractive main performers. But today, different or funny-looking people are not allowed to exist in film anymore. If you have a heavyset character, they will be played by a conventionally attractive person in a fat suit, doing their best caricature of a fat person. Normal people aren't even allowed to exist.
We're using The Whale as this example. This was, oh my god. Dude. Brandon Fraser was born to play that role. Are you kidding me?
Anymore. Mainstream Hollywood has to a degree become an institution that hates looking at the average human. It is something that is repulsed by the idea of actually reflecting reality within art. Even nature has to be digitally enhanced to be perfect, orderly, pristine.
And it's ridiculous that we're using all of these examples because you could say that horror is very atypical for Hollywood genres anyway. Because if we look at these,
and by the idea of actually reflecting reality within art, even nature has to be.
We're using like mainstream movies. Horror movies still, for the most part, are not necessarily mainstream. They're still a little bit of a niche genre that not everybody likes.
Digitally enhanced to be perfect, orderly.
Travis, literally shut the fuck up. The Whale was beautiful. It brings me to tears.
Pristine and designed. It's no longer good enough to just go shoot in the woods anymore. This beauty above character is constantly found in instances where it doesn't make sense to be there, especially within genre film. I've always hated that a character will go through the worst thing that has ever happened to them. They may get covered in grime, dirt, blood, or other horrible things, but their face will always be perfectly clean except for maybe one delicately placed scratch. Or, if we're pushing the envelope, they may have some blood at the top of their forehead or the edge of their cheek, but only a few drops and never on the front of the face itself. Let's not get too crazy here. I understand that they're paying for big names, and more importantly, the prefaces attached to those big names. And they don't want to have that money hidden behind a thick layer of muck. Or, as is often the case, the performer doesn't want their face hidden by that grime. But as a viewer, it is always extremely distracting to me, and I love how movies like Mandy will actually be daring in its creative decisions, and hire Nicolas Cage, and then not be afraid to absolutely cover his face up with gore for a lot of the runtime. You can still see this as Cage. He can absolutely emote through this, but you have the added element of his primal rampage to enhance what he's doing. When she was cast in the Book of Eli, Mila Kunis wanted them to make her a fake set of teeth that gave the appearance they were rotting and yellowed, like, you know, how they would look if you grew up in a wasteland apocalypse. But they said no, because they weren't going to pay a 2010 Mila Kunis level salary, only to hide what they perceived made her worth hiring. It isn't her acting that they wanted, it wasn't her ability to conjure a character, they were buying her body.
Around 15, 16 is when everything changed for me. That's when I started to realize, oh, I'm not just an actor. I'm viewed as an actress.
In last year's Uma, I thought the character of Chrissy was mishandled completely from the writing, all the way to the performance and visual depiction of her as a person. She's one of the worst characters that I've seen in a new film.
Christina Yang.
In a long time, really. She's raised by her mother, who is her only friend, and has been forced to stay within the confines of their home and farm that they work on for her entire life. She has no real grasp on the outside world, except for mere abstract concepts. She is hidden away from society. She has never been to school. She's never done anything at all that we would consider a normal part of growing up in America.
Can we get back
she has
to
only known two
fucking
people her
Carrie?
entire life. Her mother,
I would like to get back to Carrie,
she's much out of
please.
her. Cheers. In local father, so is of how a store, mouth half open.
Thank
Miss
you,
Katie,
Jesus
casting
Christ.
India Isley in that role. All this is rendered bizarre, as it almost comes across as comical because of how objectively classically pretty that she is. And modern Carrie is no different. Hands down for this film, Chloe Grace Moretz has got to be historically one of the most miscast actors for any character, maybe ever. Even the post.
She, again, because we're adapting it to a modern audience, okay? It's not the fucking 1980s anymore, dude. Grow up, all right? Florence Pugh as well. Good one. Who is like the weird kid these days? Travel back in time, 2013. Who's the weird kid? It's the homeschooled kid that's really quiet and doesn't talk to anybody. You have to fix it to a modern audience because no one's going to relate to it. No one is going to know what the fuck you're talking about, okay? It's not the 1980s anymore. There's not the jocks and the cheerleaders and the geeks and the nerds and the kids with pocket protectors and shit like that. Now it's like the quiet homeschooled kids that are picked on. It is adapted to a modern audience. She does a wonderful job of being like the meek, timid, like scared, embarrassed, like girl that knows that she's different, wants to be like the other girls, for some reason can't be like the other girls because her mom's fucking insane and she's also telekinetic. Small tangent. But then she gets the opportunity to be normal. And she's happy, and she's coming out of her shell, and she's socializing, and she's talking to people that go to schools that are different than her school, and she's making friends because she doesn't have like this dark reputation that follows her around. So she's doing good, she's doing great, and then boom, they fucked her over, and she's pissed, and it just 180s into like this rage-fueled vengeance. Like the pacing is perfect. The transformation of like watching somebody like you know, their eyes light up and they're reaching for the thing that they've wanted the entire fucking film and it gets slapped out of their hand and it just turns to rage. She did such a good job with that. What do you mean she was miscast? Miscast? Fuck you. I want to hit this guy with my car.
For this movie with her traditional model look, mouth half open, face covered in blood, is trying to sell tickets on sex appeal. This is not a mark against her or her performance in any way. In fact, I do actually quite like her in films. But let's face it, Moretz has modeled for Vogue, Elle, and Crash. She's a regular at Paris Fashion Week.
Now that she's an adult, she was like 16 at the time. What's the movie that I'm thinking of? Kick-Ass. That's the one that I'm thinking of. Like, Kick-Ass and If I Stay. It's not about, like, she was not, like, this big, sexy actress. She was, like, 16 years old, and this was, like, her first horror debut. This was coming off of the back of Kick-Ass, and then after the fact, she went and did If I Stay. And then, now she's doing, like, action movies and shit like that. No. This was, like, a breakout role for her. I'm gonna freak out.
She has won international style awards. She's been listed in publications as being among the most beautiful women in the world. She grew up with an extremely wealthy family in New York City. Her father owned a famous women's clothing business that he sold in 2011 for $350 million. She's stunning. She comes from money, and she looks it. And that is the antithesis of Carrie. Moretz is a queer woman, and that was probably—
That's crazy. It's almost like she's a fucking actress, you pretentious dipshit. Obviously, you're not gonna find a neglected, homeschooled, telekinetic freak to play the role of Carrie. Because guess what? Telekinesis isn't real, bitch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, in real life, she has money, so she simply can't play a poor person. I hate this man. I fucking hate this man. Oh my god.
Probably one of the aspects at play that drew her to this kind of role. But to me, inner queerness and a sense—
Yeah, yes, thank you, Clancy, thank you. Yes. True.
Sense of being different to those around you is only half of what makes a good Carrie. She also has to look different. This is an uncomfortable thing to say, but Carrie is in part an exploration of what it is like to be someone the society deems to be visibly ugly, to be someone who does not possess traditional beauty. It is a meditation on the
It's also the idea as well, another thing that is important to consider as well, is that there are people, like, think of Miss Congeniality. Think of that trope, right? She's kind of frumpy, like, she's okay. And then, boom! Oh, she's a bombshell. Oh my god, I had no idea. It's like when the girl takes off her glasses and then you're like, holy shit, she's hot. Like that's the premise of this, right? Is that Carrie, throughout the film, when she's listening to her mom, is like frumpy, like, look at her hair, it's all dead and sad. She's got, you know, she could tweeze her eyebrows. It looks like she's got like big black circles under her eyes. You know, we could use a little bit of cover up, a little bit of blush kind of going on. And then once she gets all dolled up to go to prom, yeah, absolutely, she's a bombshell. She comes out to meet the guy and she's in that dress. She looks like super slay and she made the dress herself. Like, yes, in building up to the point where she goes to prom, yeah, she is like frumpy and it's supposed to be like the Miss Congeniality, like, oh my god, we were picking on her and calling her an ugly bitch the whole time, but she's actually a 10. Like, that's what that is? That's what that is? Hello?
Attractive, the unpopular, the unfit, the unwanted, the outsider, as determined by the unlikable rich white popular kids at the school. The high school setting in fiction functions as a microcosmic symbolic location of the country or our society at large. There's a reason that high school stories are popular in all art forms, and it's because they can all act like this. It is one of the only locations in life where all types of people, no matter their background, are forced to be in the same place at the same time and interact with each other as supposed equals. Here the teachers are politicians, who can scold but really hold no actual tangible power over those that come from money, who can do whatever they want because their parents have actual power and influence through their wealth, which translates to them having power within this setting. Most people here are just background elements, trying to get by except for the few who get the attention of the rich kids, and have the hardest time as a result of their vindictiveness born from the day-to-day ennui of existing within this prison. I know this isn't the best thing to say, but in reality, even if she had the worst personality on the planet and was poor on top of that, Chloe Grace Moretz would be at least to some degree popular in a high school setting, no matter what. She might not be the most—
Oh, I get it. He grew up and he was ugly, and he grew up and he got picked on because he was a dweeb. I totally understand. Because, believe it or not, you can look just like Chloe, and you can be bullied relentlessly if you're fucking weird. Yes. Actually, yes. Think about Megan Fox. Megan Fox is arguably one of the hottest people alive. Arguably. It takes the cake every time. Blake Lively, fucking Winona Ryder, Lady Gaga. All of these people were relentlessly fucking bullied in high school to the point where people made like a Facebook page to stalk Lady Gaga to say that she would never be fucking famous. And she's arguably super fucking hot. And she's never had any plastic surgery done on her face. She looks the same. and she was bullied relentlessly. I'm so sorry, but just because somebody is attractive looking does not mean they're not going to get bullied relentlessly. And being attractive means absolutely nothing if you don't know what to do with it. You can be a 10, dress like shit, have no social skills, boring interests, and be like socially autistic, and no one's going to fucking like you. It doesn't matter if you're hot or not. There's more than just like superficial outward appearance. And again, if you don't know how to dress yourself, if you don't know how to do makeup, if you don't know how to wash your hair, style your hair, any of that shit, you're going to get picked on relentlessly. It doesn't matter if you're hot or not. Oh my God. I want to hit him with a car.
Most well-liked girl in school. There would be some who picked on her, but she certainly would be no Carrie. And that is a pervasive feeling that lasts from beginning to end in this film. You never quite get it out of the back of your head. Stephen King personally suggested the inspired choice of casting Lindsay Lohan, which would have been at least an interesting move. A commentary on where she was in her career, as well as paralleling Mean Girls the decade previous. But
Lindsay Lohan, we're going to bitch about Chloe as a pick, but not Lindsay Lohan. Really? No, okay. Wow. Fuck this guy, dude.
By this point, she would have been too old for that. And this is the movie we ended up with. And honestly, it is a mostly serviceable adaptation of Carrie for a new generation that more or less works and is fun, if not a little bit too by the books and safe in most departments. This is one of the most faithful adaptations of the novel, but it is also the one that I have the least to say about. One of the elements that works the best with this is that it brings it into the modern world.
That's crazy because you won't shut the fuck up about everything you hated about it, and all of your critiques are dog shit.
In the opening shower scene, someone films the incident on their phone, and then the video gets passed around on social media, so that by the end of the day, everyone in the school has basically been present for her hazing. A second non-stop repeating digital humiliation that exists only in this new internet world. This builds to an even more cruel moment of humiliation, as the video is projected onto the screen during her prom queen catastrophe. And this is a great idea. It makes the film feel not so 70s, which is an issue in all the other entries. With this modernization, it also is the only adaptation to feature actual prom music during the prom sections, with modern top 40 poppy dance hits playing throughout that sequence, which gives it its own unique feel that separates it apart from the other adaptations, that all seem as if they're trying to recapture how the original did this scene. Carrie's Rampage, similarly, is filmed really well and is a lot of fun, and has the only good car-flipping scene in the entire franchise.
True.
This is included in every single adaptation, and I would argue that this take on it is the only one that actually works. The first one is memorable, but I also think that it misses the mark a bit compared to how good the rest of the movie is. But beyond this, what else is there to say about this film that isn't done better in—
Thank you. Yes, they picked on Carrie because she was weird. Because she was a freak. You can be hot and be a freak. That's just how it is. Look at, who was, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Both of them are very conventionally attractive. They're fucking freaks. Okay, they are fucking freaks. We're in vials of each other's blood and shit. They're fucking freaks, okay? I'm just saying that the relentless bullying of Megan Fox is probably justified because she is kind of weird. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, your attractiveness does not, prevent you from being bullied relentlessly. Crazy hot take. Some of the... This is going to be really mean. Allow me to neuter my language. Some of the most unattractive people that I knew when I went to school were actually pretty popular because they were good at sports. And they weren't weird. And they were very social. I think all of us have grown up with some ugly motherfuckers, okay? With a face that only a mother could love. If you're athletic, funny, you know, you're social, you're very active, like in high school and shit like that, people aren't going to fuck with you. It's weird people that get fucked with. Actually, that's crazy. That's crazy that you would say that. That's crazy that you would say that. It's almost like every hot woman ever has been bullied and picked on at school because there's more to getting bullied and picked on than just being hot.
Any other adaptation. While I like it, we have by this point reached a time where these movies are having less and less of a point of existing each time around. At least Dracula stories are usually telling original tales that happen to share the same titular character. We are here a decade later, and outside of the Carrie episode of Riverdale in 2018, we haven't had any new media in the franchise, which is probably a good thing. In 2019, it was reported by Collider that FX was developing a miniseries based on the book, to adapt it again. But nothing has been said on it since, and I imagine the pandemic ruined any plans that they had for that project. What new thing could be said with this property that has not yet been said time and time again? Any new addition to this conversation risks the high chance of repetition with a hollow voice. I'm sure that one day we will probably get yet another version of this story.
All I'm going to say is the Mike Flanagan one is going to fuck so hard. Anything that Mike Flanagan puts out, I will watch. Anything that Mike Flanagan puts out, I will watch. I love Mike Flanagan. He is phenomenal. Absolutely fucking phenomenal. Oculus is one of the best movies that I've ever seen. Mike Flanagan, to the end of the earth. Mike Flanagan, my beloved. I think that there is something that is really, 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 really cool to watch people put their own interpretations on different forms of media as, like, we grow and change with media. Like, some of the coolest adaptations and remakes and things like that are things that integrate from previous movies, and then the people that make it, they kind of spin with modern takes. So everybody hates this take, but you guys are going to like it because we all agree with Malcolm here, right? The Rob Zombie Halloween remakes were actually really fucking good. They were actually really fucking good. They're actually probably my favorite Halloween movies. And they're not even part of the original franchise or like the traditional franchise. Like, people don't even really consider it true source material or whatever. It's really good. Why? What's really good about it? Well, we're in a modern age right now where we, as consumers of media, expect high quality productions. I want it to feel real. I want it to look good. I want it to be polished. I want it to be clean. I want good, expensive camera work. I want good, expensive actors. I want good, expensive effects. I want it to be immersive. I want it to feel real, and I want it to be good. Okay? When you sit down right now and you watch a horror movie that was made in 1970, do you get any of those elements? No. You can still appreciate them. You can still like them. You can still say, wow, this is still really cool. There's some that do measure up. The original Jurassic Park, for example, will never not be breathtaking. The original Jaws will never not be breathtaking. There are certainly examples within, movie history where you watch a film and it is so groundbreaking for its time and it's so well done that it doesn't matter that it's old. But when you have franchises like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, shit like that, they age poorly and they don't compete with current expectations of cinematography. So when you have somebody who has a vision to incorporate new media to improve or expand upon existing lore within a universe, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to like it. I think that it's actually really cool to see people adapt stories and match them with modern expectations without diluting it. And there are certainly remakes and extensions of the universe that lose it, but when they're done well, they're phenomenal. I loved that Rob Zombie spent a half an hour in the first Halloween movie like explaining Michael Myers, because you never get to figure it out. Yes, he just made that up. I totally understand. But in the original movies, it's like, you're like, okay, this guy wants to kill Jamie Lee Curtis and I don't. He just wants to kill her. Okay, cool, whatever. Why does he never die? I don't know. That's kind of fucking weird. Like, he takes the time to set the stage of who Michael Myers is as a person. Why does he want to kill Jamie Lee Curtis? What's the issue? Oh, it's because he was sick in the head and he thought that by killing his sister, his entire family would be together again because he killed his whole fucking family in the first place. Oh, okay, makes sense. Got it. The second Halloween is really good as well because it expands into this idea that, like, to come home, what does that mean? At the end of the movie, Scout Taylor Compton is obviously insane, and she's going to start killing bitches too. Okay? Really good, really transformative take, really refreshing. Okay? You can bitch about Rob Zombie and his gore obsession, and that Sherry Moon Zombie has to be in every single fucking movie. I understand. I get it. I also agree. Get Sherry Moon Zombie out of there. I don't give a fuck that she's your wife. When you look at some of the remakes that are coming out, the most impressive ability is to retain and capture new audiences that are going to be interested in the genre and the classics of said genre. It is really, really difficult to get young people to buy into horror movies because what are the horror movies that we have right now, you guys? The Conjuring, Insidious, Malignant, whatever that fucking steaming pile of dog shit was, The Nun. Like, all of these movies have their place, but that, like, with horror movies does not fucking exist anymore. You have to get it in, like, niche spaces. Like, Hereditary is one of, like, the best horror movies that's been made in, like, the last 10 years. People they're like, it's boring. There's no jump scares. There's not a scary nun. There's not a scary, creepy old man that jumps out from behind the door every 10 minutes. You have to be able to map on core tenets and core, like, understandings of what horror is and be able to attract younger audiences. And you do that by remaking and refreshing classics, because that is where the essence of horror is in Carrie, is in Psycho, is in Halloween, is in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is in Evil Dead. That is where the spirit and the ingenuity and the creativity and the actual, like, guttural interest in these things comes from. And you have to reinvigorate it, because if you take somebody who's like 16 years old right now and you have them watch Evil Dead, they're going to laugh at it and be like, this fucking sucks. If you show a 16-year-old the new Evil Dead, they're gonna be like, oh, that was fucking insane. That was so fucking cool. When she ate his eye, that was fucking awesome. It reinvigorates them and attracts them into that genre of horror that should be mainstream, but it's not. Anybody that can reinvigorate a franchise like that is doing it right. And that's exactly what Carrie did. And In Praise of Shadows has no ability to engage with it critically because he was Carrie. And he's still mad that he never got telekinetic powers from being bullied for years. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It makes me so unnecessarily angry. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, you guys. Appreciate it. Ugh. I should make more media takes on horror. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Yeah, dude, my hair be crazy right now. It's really long. I think I'm just gonna keep letting it go. I'm kind of liking the insanity, you know what I mean? The new ones are really good. The Rob Zombie remakes are really good. Everybody hates Rob Zombie movies because a lot of it is just like fucking gore porn. I think the best personification of why people don't like Rob Zombie horror movies is 31. You have to really, 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 really give Rob Zombie a lot of grace to like 31. I had to like talk myself into liking it, and I was like, no, it was fine. It really wasn't that bad. No. There were some parts that part was actually kind of good, I guess. He really is somebody who just likes shock horror. But he was able to get away from that with the Halloween remakes, which is why I think that they were so good. Is it wasn't just shock horror. He was recreating a beloved story. When he makes his own shit, he kind of goes off the walls a little bit, but. He did get Malcolm McDowell, and he did get Danielle Harris, which was awesome. Really awesome that he was able to get Danielle Harris for that. Danielle Harris was my favorite Halloween actress. I thought that she fucking killed it in Halloween 4. And the fact that he brought her back, awesome. Really awesome. It was really cool to see her grown up and still participating in the franchise. That was awesome. The Friday the 13th remake was terrible. I completely agree. Yes, Friday the 13th remake and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake tried really hard to coast on the success of Rob Zombie's Halloween remakes, but they had the wrong people direct it. I can't remember the guy's name. He plays Rorschach in Watchmen. That guy gave a really good performance as Freddy Krueger, and it's a shame that that movie tanked as hard as it did because he was really good in that film. Let's see. Yeah, it's Rob Zombie. You do know what you're signing up for. It's true. It's very true. Yeah, and it's true. That's why Scream was really successful as well, is because it was adapted to a modern audience. Like, modern audiences are really what drive people to franchises and drive people to genres. If you cannot capture new viewers and pull them deeper into like a franchise or a genre, it's over. Like, why do you think opera is dead? Because we could never translate opera into something that kids are interested in. Kids love horror movies. Horror movies are awesome. But you can't show them like the original Halloween. They're gonna be like, this is fucking stupid. Why don't they just kill him? This is gay. I don't get it. Why won't he die? That doesn't make any sense. You know, you have to be able to present it to modern viewers and have them like actually appreciate it. And you do that by modernizing it and incorporating, you know, the components that made it great with like a modern flair. And very few people can do it successfully, but when they do it successfully, dorks like in Praise of Shadows fucking shit their pants over it. It's terrible. Saint Maud is such a good movie. Saint Maud's awesome. I love talking about horror movies. It's true. You do really get a lot more of a feel for a movie in a theater as well. That's true. It's much more immersive. I completely agree. Yeah, he just kind of does whatever he wants, and I respect the hustle. 31 was really hard to like, but I respect the hustle. He made it anyway. And he did drive a lot of people back into the Halloween franchise. It's awesome. The Devil's Rejects was really good, and so is House of a Thousand Corpses, but they're definitely, you could definitely identify them as Rob Zombie movies. I think that if I watched the Halloween remake, and I didn't know that Rob Zombie made it, I wouldn't know that he remade it until I saw Sherry Moon Zombie. I wouldn't know that he remade that film. The only reason that you can recognize Rob Zombie films is because he recast the same actors. It's like the same 6 people that are in every single fucking movie. That's really the only way that you would be able to tell that that was a Rob Zombie remake, because it was done very well. I like the Final Destination movies. They're pretty exciting to me. They're very interesting, and it's kind of like it's pretty fun because I like the idea of you're like battling like some kind of entity that's like predictable, but you have to figure out how to interrupt it. So there's like a name for this. I don't know what the name of it is. I think I've said it before, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Another movie that does this is like The Ring, Drag Me to Hell, One Missed Call, Tarot, like Final Destination, all kind of in that spirit where like they do something, like somehow there's like a pattern somebody fucks it up somehow, and then it shifts, and they're all going to die unless they do something about it. And it's like a supernatural force. It's not like a demon or a person or a monster. It's like something, gestures vaguely, is going to get them. And I think that that's an interesting, fun concept. And Final Destination, again, is like pretty camp. To be completely honest with you, the new one was a little bit too cheesy, in my opinion. But it's fun and it's creative. It's something that hasn't been done before, and I like it. And it's inspired a lot of really fun spin-offs. Like, I thought Terra was fun. Drag Me to Hell is pretty fun. One Missed Call was one of my favorite movies when I was growing up. I think they're pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I like that idea. It's very creative. I'd like to see people do more with that concept, more than just like Final Destination or whatever, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, the new Final Destination wasn't very good. No, The Ring was the first one. The Ring was the first one. That was the very first one that set it all off. All right, guys. Hey, guess what? Thanks for chit-chatting about horror movies with me. If you guys really want me to, I'll make this into a segment. You guys seem to greatly enjoy my horror movie content. Don't know why. I'm just a girl. Anyway. I really appreciate you guys spending time with me this evening. /afternoon. We had phenomenal girl time today, guys. Phenomenal girl time. I always appreciate the time that we all spend together. It means a lot to me. The remake was really good, but mostly because I like the actress. She's the one that's in Push. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I like that actress a lot. I'm also very, I will give grace to movies if I like the actors in the movie. Anything that Emily Browning is in, I'll like because I love her. I think her name's Keira Bell. Anything that she's in, I'll like. I'm very particular about actresses as well and actors. So if there's like an actor or an actress in something and I really like that specific actor, I'll like the movie anyway. Yeah. So we can talk more about horror movies another time, guys. Maybe we'll make like a tier list or something. Maybe we'll do that one of these days, okay? But guess what, guys? I love you lots. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. You guys were very generous. I had a lot of fun. Had a lot of good girl time. I don't think that I'm going to stream again until Monday, just because I'm doing stuff this weekend. I've been putting off a lot of responsibilities that I should be doing, and touching grass and all that other stuff. So unless something crazy fucking happens, I won't be back. Knowing Murphy's Law, obviously, knock on wood, something crazy is going to happen, and I'm going to have to stream sometime over the weekend. So tentatively, another stream this week if something crazy fucking happens. If nothing crazy happens, I'll see you guys again on Monday, okay? Thank you very much for hanging out with me, you guys. I always appreciate it, and you guys are always welcome to join the Discord, okay? We do Gossip Girl time in there all the time, so you guys are always welcome to come and hang out. I'm sending you guys over to Resevere. That's really the only person that's streaming right now. I'm not sending you to Tomfoolery. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But either way, I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for spending time with me tonight, you guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you either this weekend or on Monday, okay? Hug, kiss, kiss, XOXO, Gossip Girl.
I've never played it, but only because, like, I feel like the best ever shit is, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna probably end up with, like, some real erudite take on this shit. It's probably gonna be, like, Final Fantasy Tactics or Chrono Trigger, okay? If, like, we're talking best game ever, it's probably in there, man. It's probably in there, man. Like, that or, like, StarCraft. Like, a StarCraft Brood War. That shit was so good, but, you know. I mean, you guys know that's how life goes,
those things require
man.
getting rid of the filibuster, and that was
For
never,
a